The demise of Gallic has left the world burning. Blood seeps through dirt saturated from slaughter. Balance is askew. Evil is winning. To restore this balance, the Twilight Weaver pulled what power she could spare to retrieve 5 threads from the Sea of Souls, desperately weaving the lines of fate. Now, these 5 reincarnations are the only hope Gallic has left at survival.
Blast off!
All right, welcome, guys. Welcome. It is episode 23.
Ray.
Here we go. I'm about to say it. Come on your toes. All right. Saga of the Serpent and the Spider. Welcome. We're here the week of Halloween, and we have a special announcement for Sunday. John, you want to let them know what's going on Sunday?
Yeah, I'm going to run a one shot. It's going to happen 3 p.m. Arizona time, 6 p.m. Eastern. Be there, be square. We're going to have a good time. A spoopy time indeed.
Nachos, dragons.
Is this like a Halloween edition?
It's going to be ninjas there.
It's Halloween adjacent.
Hey.
Trying to find
So that's good.
Right
So, one take, guys. Last episode was pretty eventful. I'll do a little recap here and we'll get right into it. First things first, the party, after tracking down Trident for several days, finally got to Trident after formulating a plan, scouting it out, getting there. They discovered that Trident is a champion knight of Koklang, and is some kind of paladin of some kind, as he rode a gigantic... That guy. He was a paladin, and he rode a gigantic manticore, and sadly, after his intense fighting, his ability to not die, refused to die like an anime protagonist, he still died after Ren said, "Come here, big boy," and just yoked this guy up and prevented him from leaving because he was about to say, "City boys, we out," and then Ren just grabbed him like, "Hey, you ain't going nowhere, big fella."
And it freaking exploded.
Twice.
With all of his loot, that son of a bitch.
Right.
Hey,
Take
you thought
the
you could get
crown.
You didn't get that crown? You thought it got him.
My crown's better than his anyway.
Actually, it is. But no crown too. But yeah, after bopping him, you guys were like, all right, we're gonna find out more about Trident and all that stuff. He exploded. Fuck. After doing that, you guys went back to the portal, which he was kind of surrounded by with him and his allies, and discovered that you didn't see anybody there initially. And you're like, hey guys, what's going on? And then Felix climbed the tree and was like, oh, this place is weird as fuck. And then an assassin came out like this is Sparta, like fucking Ezio from Assassin's Creed, stabbed the shit out of Hunter. Hunter almost died. He literally almost died. That shit on prick killed him, bro.
Yeah, but you left out the best part, the talking to the squirrel.
Oh yeah, she just talked to school. He was like, "Hey man, you got any snacks, man? What's going on, dog? You gotta feed it, brother, man. Come on, big fella."
Is that what he said? He said he didn't get any snacks. It ain't, I don't think
I
that's
don't think that's what he said.
He
wanted.
Say that in the spirit.
What did he want again? I forgot.
Oh, what do you want then? Okay. I will propose some inspiration for this because I forgot.
He wanted the chocolate salted balls.
And chocolate salt the ball.
Did he?
Just
Yeah,
suck
he wanted
'em,
some
suck 'em.
nuts. He wanted some nuts. That's what he wanted. Some nuts. He wanted some nuts, and that became a point of contention. Because I was not trying to say I want some nuts.
Yeah, and we're like acorns. You're like,
You did say
Got
you
it.
wanted some
Like-
nuts.
10
said-
times.
I was like, yeah, okay, you want some things that grow from trees.
Well, yeah,
that are
but that was
shaped-
after we did some ninja stuff, killed these guys, fought Colt or Trident, came back. We thought we were sneaky, then we got
Mhm.
snuck up on.
Got. And then after that, you the portal did disappear, and you did not find the son of the proprietor of the Nighty Gnome. And with
Duncan.
that, yes, hey, inspiration. Remember his name. So with that, yeah, we're heading back. So as you cleared out the major faction or major point, the major threat in the area here, essentially, if you like, you can proceed to fast forward back, spending 3 days, and you would return there because nothing seriously would happen. As any threats in the nearby area, you assume would have been killed. Hostile threats would have been killed by the army that was here, or platoon, or something like that. Yeah.
Did we learn anything about what that potentially was? Did Isla know what that portal
No,
could have been?
Isla definitely failed her Arcana check, I believe.
Okay.
Because I think we did that. I'm like 90% sure we did that, and I think she rolled like a 12 or something. Yeah. Hey, elsewhere. Okay. Yeah. So it is the end of that day. Would you guys like to explore more here? Or would you like to go back and notify the pride of the Night Gnome? Let me check my notes.
Team, I might need some of your help. I'm not feeling very well.
What's wrong with you?
Unfortunately, I got hit several times in that last fight, and I haven't been able to recover as swiftly as I would like.
Well, that's all you had to say. Give me a second. I got you, buddy. Gonna hit you with a healing word a couple times.
Thank you.
At least you're not hungry for human flesh again.
How you feeling?
Not hungry for human flesh, but I feel much better. Thank you.
Yeah, we should get the heck out of here. This place sucks.
We didn't find Duncan though. Do we want to at least take a quick look, see if there's some place that he was stashed or worse?
We already did, didn't we?
Yeah. Hunter, we didn't see any captives when we first checked them out, right?
No?
Why is that? If they captured them, do you think they had something to do with the portal? Maybe they took them through already?
They did say they were slavers. I think they pulled them. They could have pulled them through and wherever the hell that went.
How do you summon a portal like that? What if they had like what do they call them? Human sacrifices? You know?
So if they have human sacrifices, how do we know Duncan's even still alive?
Well, how do we break it to his mama?
Oh shit, we're not getting paid then. You
We're
dead
not getting
fuck.
paid. We didn't get that crown, which is not as cool as mine, but still kind of cool.
Do you think there's anyone in the town that may know something about portals and why this might have been here?
Probably.
The priestess? The weaver?
Maybe the
I would think the
Weaver.
Weaver would. She's the one that pulls people through from other places all the time. Wouldn't
She might be a little busy though. Holding back the destruction of the world and all.
for the chosen?
Yeah, maybe our good friend Goljang is in. I'm trying to remember the name. Our dragon with the cowboy hat.
Angel feather cowboy.
Angel.
I mean, who knows? We can always find out.
Choose. Oh, Baijing. Baijing. How do we pronounce it? Baigeng.
But gang,
I said get 3 different pronunciations. So whatever you feel like you want that to be. I forgot how I pronounced it initially, but I believe it's Baijing. Baijing. I believe I said Baijing. I believe I said Baijing. I could be fucking it up. So post in the comments.
You made the name.
It was like it's your name.
It's the actual
Which one
name,
sounds
bro.
right?
It's like saying, oh, duck sounds like the can. It's like, oh, but you made it. It's like, no, I think it's the actual name. It's not like a Chinese. I think it's a Chinese name. Hey guys, in the comments, put in the chat with the pronunciation, please.
If it is,
Do
they don't
any
spell
of
it like
us
that.
look like we're Chinese?
Hey guys, listen. You know what? Y'all world
Can we
travelers.
phone a
Maybe
friend?
y'all would know. Maybe y'all doesn't y'all pass. Maybe y'all like, yeah, I spent like 3 years in China. I was, find some insurgents.
There's so many languages in China that it's like multiple
Isn't it
dialects.
like Mandarin and like it's like the different like the. I was about to say something super fucked up. But yeah, it's like 3 different languages, something like that, like 3, 4, like ancient Chinese or something.
It's probably way more than that.
All right,
We're not talking hieroglyphics here, dude. Jeez.
Listen. Oh, dude, doesn't Mandarin have like 20,000 characters or some shit like that?
How did we get on this topic?
So,
Viking, right? Yeah.
how do we break it to Duncan's mom?
Oh, I'm not doing
He's
Mm.
not coming home.
Well, we just tell the truth. We try to find him. There was a portal. Things caught. Portal disappeared. There's no more leads
And he's definitely not 100% dead.
that we
We
know
just-
of.
Don't know where he
it.
is.
It's just like 80, Pretty good odds.
Maybe the Weaver could do some magic or something and see where he's at.
Did we find any sort of like structures that they would have been staying in, or was it
Did
just
you,
open plain?
you did find structures. In the forest surrounding this kind of camp here, you found structures about two at the end of the last session. You didn't find any kind of discerning information that would have given you more information about who these people were. It seemed as if if that was all there or be found, it definitely was left or taken with the people that left and presumably went inside the portal.
Well,
Is that where the portal was at? Is there a bunch of just like footprints like piling into the portal, or
Are hundreds, probably at least hundreds of footprints.
just on top of each other and going every which direction? Well, not much we can do out here. This place is kind of creepy. I say we go
Take
back.
one last look around and then go back.
yeah, do it just a once over and see what we see, I guess.
We lost you, Val. I think you're muted or something.
Do we need a rest or anything? Short rest, long rest? Everybody's good?
You look rough. I think you need to
I'm
lay
rough.
down for a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you guys are looking around, someone give me an investigation check. Whoever's looking, just give me a last cursory look here together.
And I'll help as we do it.
I've got one bardic left. This is for you, Isla.
Did we lose Isla? What happened?
She had to reconnect.
Yeah, it's just being stupid. I'm here. You said investigation?
Yep. At advantage.
Oh,
Woo!
mama.
Don't need to use your bardic.
Oh, yeah.
Use it anyway.
Do it anyway.
Do it anyway.
Bring
Okay.
out some more stuff. Who knows? With a 40, some more stuff.
Not that much.
Yeah, always.
A 37, y'all. A 37.
I'm gonna 37. Isla puts on her big girl glasses. I'm like, all right.
There's a colony of ants over there.
So I've discovered.
I'm walking around next to her and I point to
Gravity.
something. She's like, "Yeah, I saw that 5 minutes ago."
I was like, oh, holy.
He's like, so I recently discovered the theory of gravity and relativity here. I was just investigating this cursory glance, looking around here. But yeah, what you cursorily find, just kind of just doing like a little once over, is that there is a lot of latent magic here. Even though, like with the technology, you obviously know that it's magic here. With further investigation, like looking deeper into it and doing some kind of little minor tests here and there, the place where the portal was at, there is a considerable amount of magical energy there. You don't know much about portals, but the amount of magic contained here is definitely well beyond anything a normal person will be able to cast by themselves. This would have been done with a large group of people, continuously fueling this to keep it open and to activate this portal. You think it would be at least 2 to 3 dozen people of medium to high level ability in magic to be able to cast and maintain such a portal.
I will relay that to the group.
Okie dokie. You have gained that information.
So, human sacrifice? This?
Are we back on that human thing again?
Sorry.
Apparently, our group
Sacrifices.
does not like humans. Sorry.
Well, I'm hungry. We should go.
What time of day or night is it? Can't hear you.
It's a mystery.
Let me turn up a little bit. It's like 3 p.m.
Okay.
Hey,
Well,
that
Felix,
sounds
Right.
so quick.
are you gonna do your famous just pull the food out of the air thing again?
So to retcon the above
Yes.
table. So
Yes, I was
looking
about
at
to
it,
say yes.
so looking at it, it actually doesn't even give me that ability. I just know how to make it.
Yes, I was
So-
like, but I would say this. I'll say this because it was pretty cool. Once a day, you can definitely feed the homies with whatever item is on there. So there you go.
Well, let's see.
Feed the homies. We're hungry.
Well, so we did the meat. We did the meatloaf. Is anybody allergic to shrimp?
What's a shrimp?
No, shrimp are great.
You see a pot just kind of appear in front of his chest. It starts small and then big, and it's big and boiling. And what is it?
I read
Jumbo
it,
shrimp
that
smothered
gumbo.
in cream sauce, lightly salted with sea salt and butter.
You got some parsley in there too. So.
It's whatever you want it to be. There's no side, so you just get
Hey,
Shit
hey,
ton
some
of
jumbo
shrimp.
shrimp.
hey, that's good though. Fuck the sides. I want the main course.
Yeah, all you can eat.
Yeah, let's go with a big ass pile of shrimp.
I imagine it comes out as like one of those buffet line, like with the glass. It's in a heat.
Everybody just comes out like this. All right, order up.
Grab a plate.
Order 66. Oh, too soon.
But yeah, how it'll appear in a large, like skillet or something like that, where you see all the shrimp glistening with the sauce.
All right. As you begin to cook your food, somehow you see some Zatarans appear inside of there as well, because that sounds good as fuck. There you go. So you got a little bit of Zatarans on the side. You're not sure what that is. It looks like rice.
I'll play and sing the Zataran song on my trumpet.
Zataran.
Zataran.
Some nice.
What
rice.
is that song? I need to.
Google it, start playing it. Copyright. But yes, you guys do eat your fill, however much you'd like to eat of this. It's great. It tastes nice. It's well seasoned, not too salty, not no salt or no seasoning.
I must say, Felix, that was pretty good. Is that a family recipe?
I don't know what it is. These things look weird. It's like poking at it. It smells good though. I'm gonna grab one of these things and pop it in with the tail and everything, just crunching on it.
Like a caveman. Like
That's not how you eat shrimp.
What's a shrimp?
That thing that you just put in your mouth.
No, it's pretty good. What do you mean? How do you eat it?
You're supposed to take the tail off.
In some cultures, we actually eat the tail too.
It's pretty good.
Tempura tail is actually really good.
I eat him. I just eat him. Why not? I like it my way. Just crunching, like stuck in his tooth.
I was just over there. Unsophisticated swine.
It's like this. He's like, no, I don't get some good hair.
Picking it with his fingers, not even.
Ren's gonna look at the shrimp and contemplate whether Felix washed his hands before making this.
We don't
No,
have any
whatever, he eats
facilities.
it anyways.
It's
good.
pretty good.
Well, if it's okay with you all, I think I'm going to take a nap.
Oh, say less.
I'm gonna make it like a little bivouac up in a tree, and I'm gonna get in like a little loft and lay back.
Ren just looks at him, amateur. She just falls asleep on the floor.
I swear, I'm convinced she's narcoleptic.
I'd agree with that one.
What does that mean? She stays up all night?
No. I mean, she
Yes.
just falls asleep anywhere. We cannot ever let her drive anything.
Oh, my grandma was narcoleptic too. Makes sense to me. Sometimes she could sleep while standing up. It was weird. You talk to her and she just drift off.
Are you sure she wasn't possessed?
Maybe. I don't know. She'd talk about all kinds of stuff I didn't understand.
That
Tell us-
happens often.
I'm gonna yell down from the tree. Tell us more, Felix. I'm almost asleep.
Let's hear about Grandma Felix.
All I think about is literally like Tommy's dad from Dad from Rugrats on the couch, like, oh, that's all I can think about. That's Red Dad sleeping. It's funny.
You people.
Did you want to say anything else before I seem taking a long rest here? You guys fought 6 encounters.
Yeah, we're waiting for Felix to tell us about Grandma.
What do you want to know about Grandma?
Wait, just for clarification, did we move away from the weird portal area first, or did we just straight up hunker down there?
Yes.
Hunter just hunkered down here.
Dang it.
I think we're okay here.
Okay.
I don't remember a whole lot about Grandma. I don't remember a lot about my parents, but she died. I think I was like 6, 5. I don't remember. She was a nice lady. She smelled funny though.
Mothballs?
No, she was blind. She just couldn't take care of herself all that well. Sometimes I would try to help her out, but we didn't have a lot to eat. And I remember one time it got real cold and she just never woke up again.
I'm gonna yell down from the tree. How does being blind make you smell funny?
Well, you can be both, right?
Well, to be fair, the way you said it, it sounded like there was a connection.
No, well, I don't know. I don't
So it
know
was a
what
little
she-
ambiguous.
She was blind and she smelled funny.
Oh, both.
Mhm.
Okay, got it. Good night.
Yeah. I don't remember a whole lot about her. I didn't stay with her all that long, maybe a couple years before she died.
Honestly, when you said it was a very cold night, I thought you were going somewhere totally different. I thought you might have sacrificed Grandma for a fire. I was a little worried.
What
No,
the fuck?
no,
She's not human.
Yeah, I wouldn't burn her. Besides, that smell is a little weird. No, I mean, you know, her rocking chair and the little furniture we had, I burned that up. But after a while, the guards came in. They kicked me out of the house. We didn't pay rent, so that's when I just hung out in the streets. I think I was 9, 10, something like that.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah. What's that mean?
You know what, Felix? I'm going to get you a dictionary.
I don't
I'm
think we can
phonics
read
level
it.
1, baby.
That's right. Can you read?
No. I never learned. I never went to school.
Do you want to read?
I made it this far. What do I need to read for? I use my wits, my mitts, and my good looks.
Yeah, that's working so well for you.
Hey, that's rude.
I
What
said it was working well for you.
I know what you're meaning. I'm not that stupid. Just because I can't read.
I got my education, mama. I'm not stupid.
I won't. I mean, I don't know. I don't even know. What do you do when you read? I don't understand. What's the point?
Well, it's
Connect,
helpful.
you connect letters into words, words into sentences, sentences into paragraphs to make a thought.
It can help you find places. It can help you make agreements with people. Make sure you're not getting screwed over.
I like how we're talking about the importance of reading when we had like these letters for like eons and eons of time that we just didn't bother with.
It's not that we didn't bother with them. Nobody could read them.
We couldn't read Draconic until Hunter woke up one day and realized he could read Draconic.
Wait a
Clearly
minute.
wasn't that important.
Literally was like, you know what, man?
You got plugged into the Matrix.
You know what, man? I got this hooked on phonics book, man. I've been waiting to read this thing. All right,
What-
I'm gonna spend the night
What's the
reading
point
this
of
thing.
What's the point of reading? You mean to tell me that there's different languages? And you got to learn to read in different languages.
Oh, you
Actually,
can.
I do remember my dad when he was he'd meet with all sorts of different people. He was constantly reading contracts and letters and different things from all sorts of people in all sorts of different languages. I had no idea he even knew that many languages, but he did it. Helped him get where he was.
So how many languages can you read?
That I know of for a fact, 2.
That you know of.
What are those? Just out of curiosity.
Well, obviously common, that's everybody. And then infernal. I don't know, that's what my dad always talked to me in was infernal, so probably why I didn't listen that much.
You
Yeah,
guys
that's the
haven't sold
reason
me on
why.
that. You still haven't sold me on it. That seems
Lightning
boring.
crackles in the background. It's still, yeah, read Infernal.
I don't
Well,
know.
I'll
I'm
tell
gonna
you
set the
this.
tent up. If these people are sleeping, I'm gonna start setting the tent up here. At least give us a place to sleep that's not just in a tree. And you just
Amateur.
pull the tent out of the bag of holding and start setting it up.
You know, first, get her sleep up.
I'll tell you this. Reading never would help me on the streets and something I didn't learn. But Cassian, when I was with the Growlers, he told a bunch of really cool stories. He said he learned them in books, so it might be worth something. I don't know. How do you learn to read? Have to go to
Cracked
school?
so easily.
You know what, Felix? I will help you learn how to read.
All I can think about is Michelle Pfeiffer in that movie she did with the when she went to the
Dangerous Minds.
Dangerous Minds.
Fucking the Coolio comes in. He's got.
I can't read.
Most our lives living in gangster paradise. This is a montage. She's learning.
He said, "What you mean you can't read? I can't read."
There's that fallout where it's like they're learning. He throws the books off the desk.
Bro,
This is
Bro
bullshit.
Burr has such a good skit about that shit, bro. He literally like,
Yeah.
bro, how come all
How
these
many of
white
those
people-
movies are gonna make of that?
It's like, bro, like, it's only with these movies. Like, you think you know somebody that actually did this shit before. Like, it's like, oh, that's Mike. He just goes get him and just saves him. That's what he does. Like, no one does that.
They're like it's always for some reason they go home and they have a effeminate boyfriend who's wearing sweatpants and he's cooking dinner for her. I'm like, that's fun.
Oh, my God. He's like, yeah, what's all your
Bless you.
dreams? Yeah,
Well, if you teach me to read, that'd be cool. I could teach you. I could teach you to juggle. I could teach you to do a backflip. I could teach you. I could teach you how to pop a lock. That's pretty useful. I've had to do that a couple times.
Not where I thought Felix was going with that.
He just starts.
Yeah, I was like, okay.
And lock it.
the
hang- the chest pop.
Yeah. All I can do is just literally just like,
But how good is the dance move?
hey, listen, he's a bard. You know, he should be better than most people at dancing.
Should be.
I made some money on the streets.
Great, big fella.
Felix,
Man,
perhaps you
guys.
could play us a tune before we all go to sleep.
What do you want? What do
I
you
thought
like?
Grandma's story put you to sleep, Hunter.
It was actually too interesting. I thought it was going to be boring.
Grandma was all right. She didn't teach me much. She didn't say much. She took care of me for a little bit in those early years. But what kind of song do you like? Do you want something upbeat? You want
Something that would
from the drum.
something that would remind me of home. Something that says I miss you.
Something that you could only find in a book.
Here, there's nothing.
I know. I know a song. Give me a second. You see, Felix, he goes into his bag and pulls out the lute and begins to tune it just a bit. Strums it a few things, trying to get the notes in tune. It's like, hey,
Gangster's Paradise.
I learned this. I learned this from Cassian. He told me that sometimes we would go try to busk and try to make some money in the town square. every once in a while, if you played a romantic song for a couple, he'd always say, try to figure out how to pick your mark. And couples, especially on special occasions, if you played this song, this helped me a lot. I would get free food, and sometimes the restaurants would let me come in and play. I got something sweet. He'll play the lute. We'll do that. What do we want? A performance? Everything.
Yeah, you have performance.
Actually, I think my just the that's better. But he'll start strumming the song, and it's I guess live would understand it to be like a very popular song in the city, like a lover's song. It's almost kind of like you would know it to be pretty cheesy, like almost overplayed, but it's a classic, where it's like the classic romance. Yeah, it's a classic
It's
romance.
it's like every wedding song from the early 2000s.
Exactly.
Oh,
where
what's
it's,
that one song? Oh my god, with the it's like Brian singing, like Brian. What is on my? I forget the dude's name, but like
it's a good song, but it's a little overplayed, but it's sweet and it's soft and it builds up into a big love thing.
our
And,
ballad.
Mm-hmm.
I'll love you forever. It's like, all right, dude, put down the guitar, leave her window, dude. She's okay.
Yeah, but you would see Felix like for a moment like take it very seriously. As soon as he starts playing it, his face almost puts him somewhere else. And as he starts strumming the song, his fingers become dexterous and his eyes are super focused. And what's unusual is that normally he's just a little ADD airhead, but in this moment he's super serious in what he's doing.
Friend's
Wind
gonna
is
lean
blowing
over
through
to
your-
Isla. I bet he's thinking of live.
No, what you're probably right.
That's why it's so good.
Felix is playing this song. You see the wind is blowing through his hair. There's a soft backdrop. The light's just right at night for some reason. Or
Fog starts rolling underneath his ankles.
Is Live watching him?
I'm setting the tent.
The clouds
Just
move.
set up.
He just, dude, all I can imagine is like loud, like he just turned around like this. The clouds
Their
are
eyes lock for a moment.
Look,
Oh
friend.
my god, it's
It
so
means
romantic. Goals.
We aren't gay. We aren't gay. We are not.
Sorry, I didn't catch that.
It's not gay.
Look, out of all the
It's
cells
not
in
gay
the
if it's in a
world,
three-way.
But yeah, dude,
It's not gay if it's a three-way.
the homie in the middle is some leeway.
Hunter, get in there.
Hunter, you're being summoned.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
The first time you know exactly where Hunter is at because he's snoring.
Hunter appreciates it. He knows when he can recognize art.
He's
Him to
sleeping.
Sleep.
Who put him to sleep?
Who did?
Is everybody else going to sleep behind?
Yes,
Hunter?
sir.
All right. So, as you fall asleep, some things happen.
Of course they do.
Hunter fell asleep first. So, Hunter, as you fall asleep, you don't dream of what you normally dream of, whether that's Priscilla, like, I'll be back, or whatever you dream of normally. You see a wide array of starry space, similar to a constellation. And what you see, as you're in this kind of mental space, you see a figure begin to form out of the starry space or the starry energy in your mind. This figure takes form, and the form this figure takes looks like this. Can you see?
And
I see.
All right, you see this figure, long black hair, almond-shaped eyes, and a strange figure, a strange marking on the center of her forehead. She has a strange tattoo on her left side, which looks like a scorpion. And you see that your constellation space goes from like the simple night sky to a much more purpley blackish tinge. As this figure is seemingly forming, do you say or do anything? Is this happening?
As I see it forming, I'm gonna say, are you with the Weaver?
As you begin to think this, you kind of look around a little bit closely, and you see that as you look down at yourself, that you aren't really like who you look like normally. What you look like is a strange red, just blank, almost like mannequin of energy, and on the center of it is the symbol of the Weaver, and in the symbol of the Weaver is that marking, which matches the marking on the forehead of this woman. As she begins to form, she says to you, and she kind of floats down, floating through this empty space of constellations and space. Uh, she says, I am with the Weaver. You can call me Scorpio. And who are you?
I am Hunter.
She would look at you, Hunter, and she would say, it seems as if that you're able to understand and understand yourself. You have begun to mature. Your strength and your power has grown significantly, allowing you to understand the barest concept of who you serve. I am that an aspect of the Weaver. I am her, and she is me. Uh, and she would look at you and says, "But I am but a fraction of who she is, or who it is actually."
As soon as he would have known that she's part of the Weaver, he would have took a knee and bowed down.
Suck up. No, I'm kidding.
And as you do that, she would nod and say, "As your power has grown, your soul is beginning to simply degrade your metaphysical form, as you are reaching the barest limits of who you are and what you are. To grow stronger, you must gain a new concept and add it to who you are in your existence, or your soul will consume your body as fuel and burn out." Does this make sense to you?
If you say it to be true, it is true. How must I do this?
As I am a part of the Weaver, but a separate aspect of the Weaver, I am also a part of you. I am the part of her that relates to you the best. Upon taking me into who you are, you grow and gain new shapes and forms of ideas and new space to grow and fill. And it will prevent you from degrading, as I am the closest thing to the Weaver that you are to the Weaver.
So, are you saying you would become one with me?
Yes, you would consume me.
And how do I do this?
She would begin to shrink. She's initially she's a very big figure, like the size of a constellation, and she would slowly begin to shrink, and she would become basically the same size as a normal humanoid. And she would get close to you, and she would say, "In order to do so, you must understand who I am and what my flaws are, and take them into yourself. They become a part of you, my greatest strengths and my greatest weaknesses."
And what are your greatest weaknesses?
She says, "These weaknesses are, I am, how you can say, one of the more vengeful sides of the Weaver. Those that I do meet and those that I do cross, I do take into my heart willingly. But those that I hate and those that I strike vengeance into, I will never forgive. This is an aspect of me." and a core part of my being.
I understand, Weaver. If this is your will, then so be it.
This is not an easy process, as humans are very adaptable. Humans are very adaptable. Gods and their aspects are limited by who they are. Um, so you will be limiting the very idea of who you are to gain more power. This is a sacrifice, as upon doing so, you will be changed forever.
Will I still be myself?
You will be a part of yourself, but more, but also less. This is a sacrifice. But in order to do so, you must take this, or you will die.
Then I shall do as you say.
You would see this figure begin to go for an embrace. Do you accept this embrace?
Yes.
As she goes to embrace you, you feel an almost overwhelming sense of burden as this new concept and idea begins to forcibly inject itself into your very consciousness. And it's beginning to stretch as if almost as if like a very large boot, like a very large foot is getting into like a really small shoe, and it's beginning to stretch and pull at your being and consciousness to make space for this new idea and concept to you. It is extremely painful as you begin to lose some of your compassion for others, and it feels like almost like a lost part of yourself as you begin to feel these feelings.
Do I yell out in pain?
You do whatever you would want to do in this moment after feeling basically your
I would definitely yell out, but I don't know how that would actually affect me if I'm sleeping in the physical.
Physically, no. Nothing would happen to you. But actually, nothing would happen to you like that. But your mark of the Weaver would indeed change, and it is now the symbol of the Scorpio, as you gain a much more comprehensive idea of who you are and what you relate to the Weaver. But this is the very beginning of this concept.
Is Isla rattled at all?
No.
Okay.
And because they were asking, I think you're ready to sleep here, so I will go down the list. I will go over to. Let's go with Rin. Rin, as you were the second to sleep, as soon after Hunter began to sleep, you're like, got it. Upon sleeping, you would see in your mind this open constellation space similar to Hunter. And upon seeing this space, you would see this figure begin to form out of starry space into this strange shape of a woman. And this figure looks like this. This figure seemingly with flowers made of stars, and long blonde hair and strange golden skin, with this strange marking on the side of her face. You would see this figure as you are seemingly sleeping, but now fully awake in this kind of starry-like space. Do you do anything as this is happening to you?
She looks up. She looks at the woman. Ugh, what now?
As this woman begins to form, she would say, "Hello there. It seems as if you finally understood who you are. Is this true?"
Yes. I'm angry and tired. I think I understand quite well.
I didn't say, "That is who you are. But you're so much more. Part of the reason why you are so tired is because you've taken more aspect of the Weaver than anyone else here, as you've derived your very powers from the Weaver herself. for a simple mortal being to derive their power from a god is very draining. And to be quite honest, I'm surprised your body hasn't degraded yet. But it seems as if your strong constitution has prevented you. As you are a heroic soul, it does make sense. But you have a choice. Um, as you're grown in strength and power, you have begun to understand and reach the very concept of the Weaver. You're still far, but you're beginning to understand who she is, or who it is, and what she or it can do. I am but an aspect of the Weaver. I am Virgo. I am the aspect that you best relate to.
Yeah. Okay.
The problem is that despite your strength and power, there is no magic that can prevent your soul from degrading your body. As no matter how many times you're brought back to life, your body cannot simply withstand the sheer force of your soul and being, which means your soul has outgrown your body.
Is it like this for everybody? Or is it just me?
No, your companions are going through a very similar process.
Ah.
And as all of you are beginning to understand not only who you serve, but the very powers and the threats that you're facing, you are now beginning to understand that you can accept more of her power and grow this concept. Right now, your soul is wanting to rip your body apart and be free. Upon gaining a new concept or idea, it gives your soul more space in your body, allowing it to grow and form and mature. But upon doing so, you do lose aspects of yourself.
Aspects of myself. Like what? Like my memories?
Humans and mortals, are not like gods. They have the ability of true free will. They're free to think however they like. Gods are not. They are tied to the concepts that they inhabit and represent. As a Virgo, you are logical, practical, and systematic. If you do accept me as a part of your being, you do lose a bit of the mirth and joy and the joy of seeking things that are different, that do not make sense. Um, these concepts will seem so foreign to you, but upon doing so, you'll get a much more practical understanding and a much more logical understanding of the world and how it is viewed. But this is a sacrifice. Do you understand this?
This isn't some sort of trap, is it? Like, who dealt with a lot of weird shit on this trip? How do I know that this isn't some sort of trick?
As you look down, you are in a very similar state where Hunter was in, where your body is simply a mannequin of energy and essence, and on the center of your kind of being, there's the symbol of the Weaver. Then inside of that symbol is the symbol of the Virgo, and she would point, and she says, "My very concept is growing inside of you, currently speaking, and it seeks to be free."
Oh my god, what the fuck?
And she would say, "This is not an easy choice, as you do lose a part of yourself, but this will be the only thing that could possibly prevent your soul from degrading. This is not an easy choice, but I do hope that you accept. The quicker you accept, the less damage you will do to your physical form."
How much more do we have to lose? All right.
She looks at you, and then in your mind, you see the image of what true soul degradation looks like. You see that your soul takes on a more physical form, and it begins to literally disintegrate your body. it looks extremely painful. After the body begins to disintegrate, your soul explodes. And that's the image that you would see.
So Ren sort of like gasps as the image explodes, and she's just like, "You gotta be kidding me!"
She actually smiled at that. Says, yes, it is not a good way to go, as nothing will be able to save you, as your soul is no longer exist on any plane of reality. It is gone.
Ren thinks for a little bit. All right, I'll do it. 'Cause I don't got much else to lose, anyways.
She nods, and as she kind of shrinks down to a humanoid size and walks closer towards you, she goes for an embrace. Do you accept this embrace?
She does like the awkward hover hug, like pat, pat. What?
As you
The
go for the
heck?
hover hug, she like literally pulls you very close. As you, as you feel the essence of this woman begin to invade your consciousness and mind, and begin to immediately press down on who you were, and begins to stretch and pull at your soul like putty to make enough space to insert itself inside of you. Pause. And upon doing so, you would see, well, as you wake up, you see that the symbol of the Weaver is replaced by the symbol of Virgo. Also, it is excruciatingly painful.
Ren wakes up visibly annoyed, like, there's always something about this place. There's always something with this goddamn Weaver. She rolls over.
As that was happening, I'm gonna roll a d3. Looking for Live, Felix, Isla. Live, you're up. All right, Live. I'm saying live like I'm from fucking Alabama.
Laugh.
Live.
Boy, sure is live.
Live, as you are asleep, in your space, you see a constellation appear. What is different about your dream is that under your feet, there's this story space of constellation, and you're kind of floating in this space here. And as you see this woman begin to form, this woman looks like this. Blonde as well, starry symbol of Sagittarius appears. But behind this woman, in the distance, you would see a shadowy figure that you can't quite make out. And it is kind of floating in the back, almost like a shadow, imposing, just as if it's listening or focused intently on whatever is about to happen. As you are kind of in this constellation and starry space, this figure will begin to form of this woman. That looks very similar to this. She's massive, obviously. Long blonde hair. Starry symbol Sagittarius. And as this figure begins to form, do you do anything in response to this figure forming, and also a very obvious shadowy figure behind this figure as well?
He would look at the symbol. Does he recognize the symbol of the zodiac at all?
No.
Okay. So he just kind of look at her and almost peer through her, looking at the shadowy figure behind her, almost like he sees her, but he's not looking at her. He's trying to see what's out beyond her.
As you attempt to look beyond her, you would see that on your being, you look down, you would see that is the symbol of the Weaver, and then there's the symbol of this figure, which is Sagittarius, inside of the Weaver's mark. But also, you see that that behind the symbol of Sagittarius is a strange symbol, and it is the symbol of your family's crest. And it looks very similar very similar to the above table. The oh yes, wrong. Oh yeah, yeah. Okay, actually, edit Taurus. I mixed them up. Wrong person. Okay, here we go. Hey, Taurus. Symbols. This is what you see actually. Behind the figure of Taurus, you see Taurus on your chest. You would see a symbol, similar to your family crest, which is the symbol of Levistus.
So he'd get that focus, the symbol of Levistus focused in, and kind of give it an odd look, almost like memories are starting to reconnect. And then focus back in on the Taurus, the female figure in front of him. Where where am I? What is this?
As you see this figure begin to form, she does have this symbol on her forehead, which is very similar to the marking on your chest, behind
Mhm.
in front of the Weaver symbol. This figure kind of materializes fully, and she says to you, "I am but an aspect of the Weaver. As you begin to grow in power and strength, you have outgrown your body, uh, and upon doing so, uh, you're beginning to realize the concept of the Weaver and who she is." And the aspect of the Weaver that you closely relate to, at least soul-wise, is Taurus. You were in essentially a space where most gods, or gods that are being the form called the demi space. Um, and she would look at you and she would say, "You're beginning to take on a little piece of divinity."
Divinity? How the hell why would anybody give me divinity? I mean, I'll take it. Can't beat being a god, but who the hell? Okay.
She would just look at you and she says, "Look at some of the things that you've done on your journey here. Do you think a simple mortal would have been able to do accomplish the tasks that you have done in your short time in this second life?"
I mean, well, I guess not. I mean, I remember my family. Which, how do you? Why? Do you see the symbol behind you?
Yes, your heritage is complex. The Weaver did grant you your second life, but it seems as if someone that has a very close tie to your origins does seek to also compete. I am an aspect of the Weaver. Behind me is an aspect of Leviticus. Of no, Leviticus. Levistus.
That's my last name.
What's uh, it's an aspect of Levistus.
So you're Levistus. Does the name does Levistus truly start to like ring any bells in the back of my head?
Yes,
Okay.
but faintly. But
Right.
as this begins to happen, you would see this shadow quickly expand itself and reach out like a shadowy snake and kind of reach for you and your energy and begin to kind of wrap itself around you and like a needle uh, launch itself in the back of what you assume be your head, and you would hear whispers of a very uh, almost charismatic, sultry male voice, almost like what you'd imagine a very talented male singer would sound like, speaking voice. And he would say to you, "My son, you have achieved much in your second life. Though you could take on the aspect of the Weaver and gain her powers. She doesn't know you like I know you. You were a part of me. You always were. Your death was unfortunate, but in your great strength in this second life, you have shown me of your true worth. She could grant you powers you never believed. though, the powers I also serve also were the powers that I gifted your family all those generations ago. And it seems as if the powers that I have gifted have taken form much more closely in you than of any recent progeny of your family. I can give you great powers, though this is your choice. Do you serve this weaver that truly, I can imagine, does not love you? You're simply a tool. Or you serve those that your family served for all of eternity. And then you would begin to slowly recede out of your mind. The choice.
Wait, do I have time to ask that
He's
like
fading.
shadow a question?
Fading.
If I take that power, does that mean I'm leaving this place? Because I don't know. I think I can. I think I can do some work here.
Hmm. He would say this very quickly, as you feel as if it is taking a lot of strain for this figure to actually be here.
Mhm.
As unlike the figure of Taurus, he's just simply shadow.
Right.
This figure would say, with the last remaining strength he has, your usefulness will hopefully outweigh this, I guess, turncoat action. As long as you continue to serve this weaver, I doubt you'll very much care who your allegiance is with. As long as you do what she asks. For now. Gain her favor. And in time, you will grow strong enough to contend with her and those of her progeny and also of her siblings. We will make your name as a god amongst men and amongst gods across the stars. Or you could serve this weaver as a tool. And that's what he would tell you.
Does it then it just fades back behind her?
Yes.
So he'll like. I'm assuming that when that comes in, he kind of has that cross-eyed, almost like stiff, starry-eyed feel to him. And when it recedes, he's just gonna look at her and go, "And what is it that you're offering? What is it that you're gonna do? Like, what I don't understand what the Weaver's giving. We seem to be giving everything to her, and yeah, we're getting a little bit of power, but what are we getting truly back from this in the end?"
What you're getting from the weaver is her very existence. I am a part of her. As you grow in power, you will gain parts of her very existence, as your fate is currently, he says that very intensely, tied to the weaver. Simply speaking, the weaver has no significant love or hate for any of you, but she is honest and upfront with her intentions. Your progenitor father of some kind, can you truly trust to be as open and honest with his intentions as I have been? And will he not use you to free himself from his internal prison?
And if I look down at myself, I'm that just energy mass.
Yep.
Okay. Ooh. Like, can we move the energy mass at all? Because I think he would, in his head, like act like if he was thinking about it, like he's gonna pull a coin and flip a coin out of his pocket.
You could
realizing that it's not
summon a
there.
coin here, as you definitely begin to think. You can definitely summon a coin, and you can decide if one half is Weaver, one half is Levistus.
And I think that's in this moment what he would do, because they're both great, and to him they're both great options. They both have up, they both have down. So he would in his head flip the coin, like which way's the bet. So I'm gonna go odd Levistus, even the Weaver. So he'd look at the being and go, I know I'm getting a lot of power from supposedly what my family's done, but I got to keep rolling with what got me here. So let's see where this takes us.
And this figure would begin to uh, very rudely curse you out in various languages as it begins to slowly retreat from your mind. And you would feel like with your very existence is changing. Um, though you are still a tiefling, you feel as if your connection to your progenitor, which is Levistus, is slowly receding. And who you are now is up to you to decide. As the symbol of Taurus begins to appear on your where your silent weaver was, and she would tell you that upon taking my aspect, this will buy you time where your soul begins to mature, but you do lose a bit of yourself as you're taking on a bit of divinity in the process. You do lose your ability to not only be inactive or be lazy. That is an anathema to you, to you. Um, but also the very symbol of sloth is something that would be simply poison to your being. And you would see the symbol of Taurus going to form wherever your mark is, and you would begin to see this image fade. As she begins to embrace you, do you accept this embrace?
Oh yeah, he definitely would do that one.
All right.
Try to slide in.
And as you're like, oh, it's gonna be great. And as soon as she touches you, immediate pain as she begins to almost like slide herself inside of your skin, which is your energy kind of soul kind of thing, and begin to stretch. And this hurts in the worst way as that begins to happen to you. And with that, we will have odd Felix, even Isla. Felix, as you begin to dream a very good dream, you see the same constellation appear in your mind space. And I remember which one you picked. Uh, you would see this figure begin to form as the star space begins to appear in your mind. Being said, what do you do as you see that you're now in this starry-like space, and you are this? If you look down at yourself, you are this image of this like mannequin-like figure, the symbol of the Weaver, and this symbol above table of the Leo on your chest. And you see this
So,
one moving up.
so Felix is like suspended in the middle of space, and this figure is like infinitely large in front of him. Is that how he appears?
Yes.
Uh,
This figure's probably the size of like the Twin Towers.
okay. You see Felix kind of arms spread out, floating in this infinite nebulous. Just take a deep breath. Big gasp. What is this? Is this a dream? And he
This
calls
figure-
out,
This figure would smile, a very warm smile at you, and she would say, "No, this is reality. This is an aspect of the Weaver that you are. Do you see that marking on your chest?
"We'll look down. Is he clothed in what he normally would be clothed in?"
Nope, you are just pure energy like a mannequin."
Oh, I see. Looks down at the piece and then looks up. He touches it. Is there any feeling in this place?
It just feels like empty space. Like you don't have any really sensation here, as you're just pure energy, which is very surprising because you can see and hear things, but there's no like smell or taste here. It's just open space.
Felix looks at it and looks at her. She bears the same symbol in her earring as
Yes.
pictured here. It's like, I don't understand. What does this mean? I can't read what this means. Have you marked me? Do I belong to you?
She you feel a sense of calm, of like the morning sun as you've been to, like feels like the morning sun as you've been to wake up. Like a sense of like relief begin to flood your being, and this figure says, I am the Weaver. I am what you've always known, but more. You have begun to understand who the Weaver is and what she represents. I am but a part of her. The part you most closely represents, or most closely side with. I am Leo, and you would see like some of the Leo, and you would see the kind of like the feelings of, or the supposed feelings of what a Leo is, at least um, on the zodiac sign. You'll begin to feel these feelings of confidence, great strength, smile, competent, uh, warm, and definitely feel as if very strong leader vibes come from this one.
See, Felix, like whatever anxiety and fear and that he had in the beginning, it does as that warmth kind of washes over him, like the sun appearing after a cold morning. Um, he accepts it openly, and his eyes soften, and he looks. He's like, "What is this? I don't understand." So you're the Weaver, but you don't look like the Weaver that I know. What do you mean an aspect? What does that even mean?
She would look at you, and she would literally, in your mind, you see a picture of a piece of like a pie, like a whole pie, and she says like, "This is the Weaver." And then you'd see a very, very, very small sliver of pie begin to get cut and lifted out of the pie. This is me. I am an aspect of the Weaver. I am a part of her, and I am a part of her that you most closely relate to. Um, I will allow you to stop your soul from exploding, in a more layman's terms. Um, though, if you do take me as a part of yourself, you do lose on some aspects of yourself as you begin to grow in strength and power.
Lose? What do you mean? Aren't I just me?
You are you, but humanoids have the ability to be whoever they want. You take on parts of what a god is. Gods cannot be whatever they want. They are just who they are. And one of the true weaknesses that you do face is the fact of introspection. We are leaders. We are lions. We do not look for ourselves as things that can truly uh, have true self-reflection. We attack, we move, and we lead from what we know best. That is who we are. So upon taking the symbol of the Leo into you, true introspection will be very hard to grasp, and it will be an anathema to you.
But I'm afraid to lead. I've never done that. I've only ever taken care of myself. When you say I take on this anathema, I don't know what that means, but I have to change. I become a leader. But what if I fail? Does that mean all of the people that I'm here for to save the world, they rely on me?
She would look at you, and you would get a warm feeling of confidence, like somebody like loaded a syringe with confidence and just shot it through your veins.
Mhm.
These feelings of self doubt, these feelings of worry, become just things in the back of your mind that are slowly becoming harder to understand. You feel as if you're a leader. Failing does happen, but without you, they would fail worse. these feelings of confidence and of leadership are beginning to slowly fill your mind, and these feelings of like doubt and self worth and self esteem, things like that, are becoming very very hard to understand as you get these feelings. This is who I am. Um, if as you take on me, you will walk like a lion, and lions not bend to sheep.
You
This is who I
see,
am.
Felix, as the feelings flow through him, whatever self doubt that he has kind of carried over from his previous life, living on the streets, living hand to mouth, trying to make things, a lot of regrets, a lot of things that he's done. But he does realize in his second life, this new opportunity, he has been given a gift to do something new and something great with himself, something that he never had the opportunity beforehand, whatever the deck cards that were dealt, the hand that was dealt to him. And he accepts the flow of this feeling, the strength, the confidence, the warmth, the beaming light towards something else. It's like, I understand. You're right. Fear is the mind killer.
And
I'll accept this, but I don't know what it means. But I guess that doesn't matter because we can't know everything. All we can know is right here and right now.
She nods. And she begins to shrink to a much more smaller humanoid form as she begins to go into an embrace. Do you accept this embrace?
Oh, yeah.
All right. She brings you in close for an intense hug and grasp as this intense feeling of pain shoots all over your energy like body as she begins to stretch herself into you to make space for this new concept. And where the Weaver symbol was, you see the symbol of the Leo. And with that last, but certainly not least, you would see, not see, Isla is next. Hey, Isla, as you were sleeping, I guess you were kind of the last to sleep. I guess, in your mind space, you see this strange constellation of stars in space begin to form, and in your mind, you would see what I showed live. That was the wrong symbol. Um, the symbol of Sagittarius. Uh, the symbol, the star, star. Wow, arrow with a mark with as well. This woman is large blonde hair, um, kind of starry like essence. Um, as this figure is beginning to form, you do see that you are a kind of amalgamation of an energy kind of mannequin. In the center of your kind of torso, you would see the symbol of the Weaver, and that symbol is the symbol of Sagittarius. Do you have anything that you like? Like, is anything that you're thinking about or happening as this figure is beginning to form?
So, seeing that it's a constellation, she's actually going to be really comforted since she's used to like navigation by the stars and stuff when she was out on the ships.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of being, she's just going to assume she's having like an intense dream.
As this figure fully forms in your kind of star space here, you would get this sense of feeling, this sense of um, warm love and freedom. There's this very strong sense of uh, almost like the feeling of when someone first goes out on their own, to live on their own. The feeling of a person leaving a prison or slavery after hundreds of years. It's feeling of freedom. Um, it's so intense. It's almost like wanderlust. It gets to kind of flood your being. This sense of drive, this sense of passion to see new things, to explore new things, begin to flood your very being itself. Um, as this happens, you would see this figure begin to speak. Isla, I am Sagittarius. I am an aspect of the Weaver. I'm a part of her that you are now beginning to understand the very concept of. or that you closely relate to. You, currently speaking, are going through a very terrible thing, which is called soul degradation. Your soul and your body is beginning to degrade your body, and if it is not expanded upon to better fit your body will explode and your soul will tear and explode. Um, as you are beginning to grow, um, your soul will need to expand to gain more space. And she would look at you and she says, um, taking on an aspect of the Weaver or any being is a sacrifice, as you do lose a bit of your humanity to take on a more godly form. Though you're not truly a god, you become an aspect of an aspect, as you have now begun to touch divinity. Do you understand this?
I do, but what is it I'm giving up?
She would say, though you are, uh, though you are part of me, and though we do love the sense of adventure, the sense of learning new things and seeing new places, being a steadfast bulwark in the sense of dread of life. There are things that are tied to us. Um, we have weaknesses, though we do have this sense of wanderlust and change and growth. It can be a weakness, as things that don't change, things that do not grow, are an anathema to us. Even though it may be fine to others that see its existence, things not changing for a long period of time or not seeing new places becomes almost like a poison to our very existence. So seeing new things, seeing the same thing over again, being there for long periods of time, not seeing change happen, whether good or bad, will begin to become like poison to us. Do you understand this?
That seems reasonable.
So, upon gaining this, you will indeed begin to be able to grow and understand who I am and who you are much better. And you begin to take on this little piece of divinity. Do you accept me?
I mean, I don't think I have a choice. You said I was going to explode.
She begins to shrink down to your side. She says, "You always have a choice. Sometimes the choice you have are not the best options. Though, I will say this: the Weaver did indeed not tell you what would happen upon your soul truly growing to this size. This is a simple aspect of a simple part of reality that she did not want to.
She knew the whole time and didn't tell us or tell me.
Would it have changed anything?
I don't know.
She would look at you and she would nod and say, out of all of the people that have been reborn as her chosen, you five are the only ones that have actually made it this far. So it has not really been a need to truly speak this to those that serve the Weaver, as out of all of the people that she's brought back, you're the only people that have actually made it this far. As she looked at you, Isla.
All right. I mean, I'm not happy about it. I don't really want to explode, but I think the Weaver could do with a little more transparency.
And she goes for an embrace.
Oh, all right. And it's gonna be like a super awkward.
As you go for like a super awkward, like this is my weird cousin hug. She 100% pulls you in close, in a full embrace, like almost like a bear hug, as she begins to kind of
Breath tantalizing hot on your neck.
Ooh, tell me more.
that's a different kind of movie. She begins to slowly kind of insert herself into your very being, stretching your very consciousness and existence to make space for who she is. And upon doing so, the mark where the Weaver was, or the mark where the sound of Weaver was, is replaced by the symbol of Sagittarius. And with that, you all wake up. And guess what, guys? It's been 3 days.
I'm assuming my
What?
lips are chapped.
Yeah, you are extremely thirsty
Dehydrated.
and extremely hungry.
What the hell? What did you feed us, Felix?
Oh, I don't know. Anyone got some water?
Button. I hit the button, pull the barrel of water out of the bag of holding, like just start chugging on it. Yeah.
I'll make some.
Down.
I'll make some coffee.
In 5 more minutes. Give me 5 more minutes.
He's got his hand in the small of his back. Just you hear pops and crackles. I'm too young for all this. What is this?
I will say this too: as you look at live, you look even though you were normally very blue, you look significantly less blue than what you did before. Like significantly. So you go from like a dark blue to like you're like sky blue now, and it looks like you're fading.
Okay. Did everybody else have a weird dream?
Define weird.
Mine's oddly
Some
comforting.
piece of the Weaver came and joined with me in my dream.
Yeah, but that's kind of normal these days, you know? A lot of shit happens in this place.
That's not normal. Usually I dream of food. Sometimes girls, but mostly food.
Was there a girl in this dream?
There was a girl. She was big. What do you mean aspect of the Weaver?
Oh. Oh
Like,
god, we all had the same dream.
Just a piece of the Weaver.
Disgusting.
Was it like a big lady that was very pretty, but she talked like a weird person in riddles? Like that?
Yeah, and my mark changed too. Look.
Mine too. Like pulls down his chest. God dang it. What does that mean?
Anyone got a mirror? I don't know if mine changed. I can't see it.
You said live physically
Turn
looks
around.
different?
Yes, live significantly looks a lot less blue. And as you all wake up as well too, the feeling that more closely relate to your aspect are flooding your being. Like normally speaking, like people emotions change like over minutes and seconds, right? You know, happy, like less happy. Now it's like your body's being pumped with these same feelings over and over and over. And they almost suppress the other feelings that you would normally feel now. Whereas for you, Omen, for you, Felix, this feeling of just overwhelming confidence will take over like the feeling of like, oh, I'm pretty bored. You just feel much more about yourself than any other kind of feelings. And these feelings will also come with other people. Like for you, Hunter, the feeling of just danger and the feeling almost as violence kind of almost overpowers some of your lesser feelings as this kind of becomes the forefront feeling for you. Like essentially like you guys have primary feelings right now. They kind of overtake the little smaller ones. And for you, Isla, the feeling of just like, I want to go see new things now. It like really is like boop, boop, boop. It's like an alarm. Like
she's pacing back and forth.
New things. And for you, Live as well too, you need to do things. You feel like this sense of like, why are we sitting and we need to do things? We're not living up to our full potential. These feelings flooding your mind. And for you,
Immediately starting to tear down the tent and picking up the cot, like picking up the camp.
we
and,
gotta go.
Isla's gonna help him. Be like, come on, let's go. We got things to do.
Let's roll.
places to
Let's
see."
roll on. Let's go. Come on.
And then with you as well, Ren, the sense of this is probably very similar to yours naturally, but the sense of like idle thoughts and things of like the simple base pleasures, like, oh, let's just go play and stuff like that, seem like just a waste of time. Like we're not really like think things like strategy and the sense of being able to think things in a much more clear and logical pattern, almost like a tactician begins to take some of your more lesser thoughts. As your ability to understand things and concepts seem much better now than what they were before.
Let's go, guys. Get the stuff put together.
It's already in the bag. You guys are too slow. Let's go.
Oh,
Well,
come on.
where are we going?
Anywhere.
We have to tell a mother that we didn't get her son. And you see Felix more upright, a little bit more solid in the way that he says things. I'll break the news. I've been thinking
We
about
gotta
it
find
for
the
a
next.
while.
have to go back
We
to
gotta
her.
find the next. We gotta find the next quest too. We gotta find the next quest. We gotta keep moving. We gotta keep ourselves going in the next direction, finding out what we're gonna do next.
Hey, you
I agree
okay?
with her.
You okay, Live?
Yeah.
And no
Why?
one seems to be bothered by the fact that we're suddenly feeling completely different than how we were before. No one wants to sit down and think about that for a second. No, okay, let's go.
Sit. We
No.
can't sit. We ain't got time to sit. Let's go.
Come on,
This place
Ren.
is dull.
We know exactly what it was. The Weaver came to us. She imparted some type of her presence or her personality upon us. And we are more than what we used to be.
But are we
but-
though? Because we
but
lost
Ren is
something
right.
as well.
That's right. They did say we was going to lose something of ourselves.
I
No,
don't
I
know.
don't- I don't
see any
Let's go.
difference.
Let's go. Like, walk and talk. Let's go.
Isla and Live have like already started
walk off.
walking.
Well, they lost their patience clearly and half their mind. Well, I didn't lose anything. Check this out. Nah, he like pats himself down, lifts his tail up, looks underneath it. Yep, everything's there. Grabs his junk. Yep. 2 meat and a veg. 2 meat and veg. We're good.
I take off walking.
Oh,
Let's go. I don't know what it
Yeah.
was.
Isla,
We
you think they're
heard
gonna
over
catch
beat.
up to us or not? Like, what? I don't know what's taking them so long. We gotta.
I don't know.
Gotta be
I
doing
don't really
something.
care.
Did the Weaver give
gotta be
them
doing something.
methamphetamine? What's going on over here?
well, they gave them something, that's for sure.
Like, I don't even want to go back to this lady. Like, what are we going to tell her? Oh, hey, your son may or may not be alive. We killed the person. We have no idea where the hell to find him. I think we should just go on to the next thing.
No, she
But-
deserves
no,
to know.
we still got to tell them. I don't mind we got to tell her what's going on, but we still got to get the next quest. We're doing something.
And maybe there's more clues there. Maybe someone found out something or heard something.
But we've already been there. We've already seen it. Should you guys want to broaden your horizons?
Hey, we
No.
did give our word. We said
I
we'd do
didn't give
something,
shit.
so we at least have to end that. We got to be doing that part of it. Then we can go on to the next thing.
Maybe I sacrificed my word.
Okay.
As you guys are
Sacrifice my
beginning
word.
as you begin to so we out.
I think that would have made people speechless on that. Like,
And nothing to
Exactly.
say.
Inspiration for Alan. Actually, everybody gets inspiration. That was awesome seeing there. Claps on the and as just to, for brevity's sake, as well to you, the last couple days that nothing really happens. But you guys have definitely been here for 3 days. So you guys getting back has been actually 3 days longer than what they actually anticipated. So you would make it back to the Gilded Thread, or at least the base of it, assuming you go back to the first floor. Let me move you back to...
There it is.
Here.
There's the Gilded Thread.
And you go to the first floor. Where you find...
It's gonna be kind of embarrassing coming back. Us champions of the Weaver, heroes of the realm, failed our mission.
We didn't fail. We took out the
Oh, we definitely
guy.
failed.
We just
We
didn't
killed
find the
the
kid.
problem.
We
We
told
definitely
them.
failed.
We told her we would try.
We only
And we
failed at
did.
finding the kid. That's it.
Which was the main mission.
There's a risk whenever this kind of stuff happens.
I do
We'll
feel
figure it
bad
out.
though. A mother should never have to bury their son. She
No
can't even
one
do
said
that.
he's dead.
Well, technically,
We
she's not
just
burying
don't-
anything, so.
Yeah, we just
True.
don't know where he is. Hell, for all we know, he escaped and he's already back.
I wouldn't lie. Don't make a story. We can tell her exactly what happened.
That her son is probably where Isla's word is.
Her son is
Dead.
probably dead.
We don't want to say that if we don't know for sure. Hope may be the only thing keeping the rest of the family together right now. At least I think.
Either way, let's go do it. No reason just sitting around talking about it.
It's like this.
Just rip the band-aid off.
Gotta go.
I'm not
fast.
really the type to give false hope, you know.
I'll tell her. Isla's just walking.
Don't you tell her. You shouldn't talk to anyone, Isla.
I mean, you shouldn't talk to anybody normally, but especially now.
Yeah.
Stop me. She's like skipping off.
like
Did the Weaver take your mind? What are you doing?
She's just like all I can imagine is like she's like Disney musical walking. She's like
La 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 la.
la. Talk to like sing to the bird. The bird's like, "What's up?" As this is happening, Ren, you're pretty logical, so you can logical and have, I guess, enhanced computing at this point. You remember the specific definition or description of a job quest. I'll show it to you guys here. So this is the job description. So you guys can like, hey, this is what it was exactly. A former adventurer and
Wasn't that like Duncan a side quest? It was mainly go deal with them, and if you can get them.
It was exactly a former adventurer and various travelers have been kidnapped. Has been kidnapping several people of these people's families. They put together a bounty to persuade people to find them. Go to the Naughty Gnome and speak to Margaret for more details. Yeah, so the main thing was definitely trying to find the people and try to save them, because that was the bounty for. Though you did kill the
We
guy.
failed.
So you don't know yet.
We found something. We found the portal leading somewhere.
Do you guys go to the Naughty Gnome first and speak to her? Or do you get?
Yeah, I think we should just wrap this up.
Yeah, let's go.
We killed
Let's get
him,
it
but we
done.
have no proof that we killed him.
Yeah, we
don't
did. We
have
had
any-
pieces of the body that could be identified by cleric or something
Oh,
of that
we
nature.
brought back like the insignias from their armor and stuff like that from the not blown up ones.
See if we can convince her that it was enough.
As
But it
you
doesn't
return
bring back her son.
to the Naughty Gnome, you see that there is at the place here. There's still business going down here. It's a lot more business than what it was initially. You think that even though her son and various people have gone, they're still pushing on, still trying to do their best to serve their customers. As you get there, you see Margaret. She would come up to you and she'd say, "What happened? Did you find them? Where's the rest of them? What news do you have?"
Margaret, you may want to take a seat.
She takes a seat.
I go. I grab a chair and slide it over to her.
As she's beginning to sit down, you say, she's like this. She has hops in a seat. Thank you very much.
There's no easy way to say this, but
I'm just gonna pull Isla outside of the Naughty Gnome. You're coming with me.
there's no easy way to say this, Miss Margaret,
Get
but
some alcohol. on the
we
way
couldn't
out.
find your son. When we came up across this band of ruffians or whatever, what was the name of the group above table?
It was they didn't have a name, but they did serve cocaine. And
These slavers of Colclang, we came upon them. We moved a shadow through the forest, and it'll explain the events that took place. We ambushed their forward guard. We tried to get in there to investigate. We saw no evidence on first inspection of her son or any captives. There was a portal, a huge military force. We did our best to try to get in there sneakily, but we came across Trident, an extremely powerful leader. We took him out. We wiped out the rest of their people, closed the portal, but your
And
son
I will
was nowhere to
pull,
be
as
found.
he's telling the story, I will pull the insignias out of the bag and spread them out in front of her
Okay,
Oh,
if it's
wow.
just to add to it.
Wait, I hold on. And she would run to upstairs, and after a few minutes upstairs, like 5 or 10 minutes, she comes back down, and with her is a book, and it has the symbol of what was on the symbol of the armor that you see, the armor of things you've seen here. And she would say, "I was cleaning out the room, or trying to find that it could be useful to you as you return, just in case. And I found this. I think this is a journal." She would hand you this book here. Dun, 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 dun.
I'll reach out and take it immediately, knowing the conversation that was
Felix
had
can't
earlier.
yeah, Live goes, or Felix goes to grab it. He's like, looks to Live, like, you got
I
this,
just
right?
grab
I
it
love this.
and
I
I'll
love
start flipping. I'm gonna just immediately open it up and start flipping through pages.
All I can imagine is like fucking Kratos' voice, handle that boy. And it goes up-
Not
it goes
not even.
up.
He would hesitate. He'd look at it and then look to him, and then look at it and look to him. You got this, right?
I got
Um,
this, boy.
Well, whose journal is that? What is this?
And I'll
So
immediately open it and start flipping through pages, see if I
as
can
you're
read
look-
it.
as you're looking through here, she would answer you, Margaret would answer you, and she'd say, "Yes, this was Trident's journal. He must have kept a journal of his at least events. At least it's hard to understand from what I've seen. It looks like it's some kind of specific code, but from what I could understand, I definitely marked some of the pages.
How did you even get this? You had Trident's personal journal?
Well, he
Felix, remember he was a bouncer here for
he
a
lived
while.
here. Yes, he lived here for many months.
But he
Many
just
years.
left his personal journal?
No, it wasn't just left. She says, it looks as if he was planning to return here.
Hmm.
So, and the way I found it was I was looking through his room, and there was a hidden compartment in the walls that he made. And upon discovering this, I learned of, I discovered his book. This is the only thing that was really left.
Can I ask you a question, Margaret? How powerful did he seem? Did he get into any fights or scuffles that he couldn't handle, or maybe were at like a deadlock?
He was a champion of the arena for many years.
Champion of the arena, huh?
A champion. There are several champions, she would tell you.
He'd explain how he was like undying, some kind of unnatural power kept him alive. His body exploded. He was imbued with whatever. Just describe the details to it.
She looks at you like, never did anything like that. I mean, I know that he wrote a Manticore, but that was it. He just fought really well with martial abilities. He didn't display any kind of magical prowess. That seems very magical.
You don't remember anybody? When was the last time you saw him bounce here? Did he have an argument? Like, what was the situation of him leaving this place?
And as this happened, I'm going to explain this to you as well. As this happening though too, you're reading the book. This is what you would see here. This is in your group items as well too. This is kind of what you see here. Let me know if you can read that.
Oh.
Okay. All right. So that's what you're seeing there, and I'll get that in a second. Felix, she would tell you that he was a bouncer up until very recently, when we discovered that he was had some of these slavers here, and that's when he had fled the city. As you know, the Arc system is not very forgiving. Where he fled the city. Upon leaving, we noticed that he left quite an
You lost your voice,
And your
Val.
microphone muted.
rip. She okay. I was talking. Okay, she would say that he was bouncing up for a couple of days before he was caught as a slaver in the Arc system, which you all know, the strange techno-like thing that comes out and kill people that break the rules. Had discovered that he indeed was a slaver and was enslaving people here, which is a big no-no. He fled the city using some kind of magical scroll or something like that. And I assume that's why he wasn't able to recover his journal.
Hey,
What does
Felix.
what's it say? What's going on?
So the detachments, the war, from what this is saying, the warriors that we saw out in the jungles are from Kirka. Mages are opening rifts to get them here. On top of that, the reason that they're taking prisoners is to find information out about the Gilded Thread and its infrastructure. That don't sound good.
Oh, Duncan did. Well, he did help definitely work and build things as he was an architect. He did definitely help build things for the Gilded Thread. Is that true?
I don't know. I mean, is your son? You don't know? He never
No,
talked to you about that sort of thing?
No, well, he was an architect, but is it true that they took him because he was an architect and helped build
If
the?
if they're trying to launch an attack, if they are trying to get people from there here, what I'd do.
Where in the city did he work? Was there a particular district? Or did he work on recent projects? Maybe
Yes,
that's a
well-
place we can look into.
Well, yes. So he definitely worked for the city, and he would tell you to.
And I would spend as much time as possible just trying to look at the other coded pieces of this book while our DM unmutes his microphone again.
Wow, I was thinking you can hear me.
Check your cables. It seems like intermittent.
That's so weird. Probably. I don't know. I'll.
You sound good now.
Live, is there anything in that book that Triton wrote about who his enemies may be? Like, there was anyone they was fearing, or
People
that's
that
what
he
I'm trying
worked with?
to figure out. I don't, like I said, I told you guys before, my dad used to be able to read documents all the time from all sorts of languages, but I'm trying, and you see him start to like move his
looks like the
fingers
book-
as
Who is your
he's
daddy and what does
As
he
you
do?
begin to read this, it looks like the book is in some strange like code or sequence that is not simply just like a basic sequence, but it also seems to be a magical sequence.
he's gonna do it. He's gonna do this anyway, just as a like this ping in the back of his brain,
Mhm.
and so he's gonna just like you see him start to move his fingers like
Mhm.
somatically, like he's trying to cast a spell.
Mhm.
And it doesn't, for a bit. For a bit it doesn't work until all of a sudden this whole conversation and stuff still going, the dice pop out, and he's gonna cast comprehend languages, assuming it works.
As you cast it again, as you do so, you definitely see that it is actually in common. Though, does anybody see the Isla, the smart person? They might fly.
well, she's outside.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
she's outside. This is still inside at the moment.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Does anybody like, hey, we got a book here? Does anybody flag Isla down or no? If not, then okay, I'll tell you. But if not,
I would say I think I would do that probably once the conversation is like, as the conversation drags on and I've cast the spell, and then I'm just still standing around like watching. He'd start to get antsy and like, all right, and he'd go take off trying to find.
Check. As you look at this, I mean, this is
Me?
just you because yes, you.
Yeah.
You're looking at the book.
All right. Investigation check. Where is my investigation? There it is. A 17.
With the 17, from what you've gathered here, this is in some kind of code. You have an aristocratic heritage, kind of, background. You would definitely kind of read your fair share of books in your days, whether forced or not. You're pretty well read and well learned. It looks like whatever code this thing is in a I don't know how to describe this. Like, you know how some codes are written using a book as like the ledger, where like
Like
you
a
have to have-
cipher? Almost
yes,
like a cipher. Okay.
Yes, and you feel as if you would need a very specific book to actually detect the code because it's not like it's like in like hidden messages. It's just parts of words that with no context you cannot please that. I don't care how smart you are. It's possible.
Hunter, I can read this, but it's not complete. That's the problem. Yeah, have you ever back where you came from? Did you ever have coded messages sent anywhere?
Yeah, especially when we're hunting, I would use a lot of hand signals and codes.
So this book is written that way. So unless we know where the code came from to decipher it, I ain't reading any more of this thing.
And you know specifically that it would be a book cipher. It's a book cipher. So you need a specific book to decipher this.
Okay.
Well,
it seems we need to find another book.
Perhaps the book this one was.
Margaret would say there was no other things here.
Why didn't you guys ask Isla? She's a smart one. She told me to she teach me to read. She probably knows a little bit.
Well, where is she? She's not.
She's outside.
And
I'll go find her, and I take off.
You cut to Ren and Isla. So that was like about 5 minutes. What were you guys doing as that was happening outside, Ren and Isla?
We took alcohol to go.
All right, so you guys just day drinking.
Yep.
They come out, we're like lounging back, sunglasses on, sipping drinks.
They're like, good thing we didn't have to tell her.
She's got her shades on for all of her eyes, and she's like, God, I hope she's not crying in there.
I mean,
women are so annoying when they cry.
Yeah, that's true.
It's not gonna. So you would definitely. It's definitely outside seating here. We got
the patio seating with
patio seats a nice day as well. So you see.
Once they get within 30 feet, the thoughts of Red just kick in, and I start honing towards them.
She's like telling
do those
the barmaid,
even work anymore?
Yes,
she's like telling the barmaid, build the horned guys. Yeah, thanks.
And you rush outside there, and you see Ren and Nyla drinking. Glasses on. Good day.
Did you guys want to have a little conversation first before?
Is she crying? I don't want to go in there if she's crying.
No, she's surprisingly helpful. I got a book I need you to look at. Tell me what you think.
She'll pull her sunglasses down.
Pitch it to you.
It's like a book.
Yeah, read it. Smart ass.
Much thoughts.
It you know the Triton. You know that Triton we defeated. He was the bouncer here. Margaret actually found this in a hidden compartment in his room.
It looks like a code to me. How do you expect me to read this without the cipher?
Hey, you figured that out faster than I did, so.
Isla, give me an investigation check as you begin to read this.
I will guide myself.
Okay.
Wow.
38.
38 again. That's
a 38.
Just a plus 18. All right.
Yeah, I was like, I'm not gonna roll less than 18 ever.
With a
or 19, I guess.
Yeah. With a 38, what you learn is a little bit more information. 17 was very good, but you learned that of the specific type of book it would be. Though you can't decipher the code, you do know that this kind of book and the pattern of the cipher definitely seems almost like will be patterned after some kind of either song book or some kind of book of hymns. Is it hymns?
Hymns.
Yes. So some kind of song book or book of hymns will be the closest that you can kind of figure out from just further deciphering of this code.
Well, looks like we're going to church again.
Yay!
Felix, are you ready for the water?
We need a hymnal or songbook. So unless Felix has a songbook lying around that specifically decodes this message, we're probably going to have to figure out.
Why would a guy who can't read
I don't
have books?
think that bad, do I, Hunter?
Maybe he can read music.
What can he?
Well,
I learned by ear.
going back to Felix, you would see that Margaret would nod and say, well, if that's the case, my son might still be alive. And the goal that we have here is not going to save him just sitting here in this pot. I think that you seem to be dedicated to the task and possibly stopping this figure here. So she would pay you your 5,000 gold pieces.
That's a lot of money. Are you sure?
Considering we failed?
You could
Damn.
eat. You could eat. Forgot like at least a week.
She says, look around. We've gotten a massive economic boost since after the city's been opened up. As you noticed before you left to go to I think it's to basically the jungle mountain. It's been like 6 months, and after that, the city has like quadrupled in size at least.
Well, Margaret, you're sweet, and I don't know what to say. I can't promise you that we'll get Duncan back, but we'll make sure that other people whose sons might be missing, we'll stop that and get them here.
She says,
Are we putting that in party grid, or are we splitting it now?
Yeah, we'll put it in part of the loot.
It's 1,000 apiece. Easy to split now.
All right.
And she sheds a few tears and she looks at you and he says, "Thank you. And I think with that, I think you should go on your day as we take our 15-minute break here to because it is time for break time. So we're going to catch up with the group after discovering that there's a bit more to this. How will they proceed with their new aspects and new outlook on life? Catch us back in 15 minutes, guys. See you in a bit.
Bye.
Coming soon. The Arena of Champions D&D PvP. Stay tuned to Advent 5 and prepare to see who is the best at carnage and bloodshed. Gather your team and compete for in-game prizes and glory. The Arena of Champions D&D PvP. Coming soon. D&D Stalkers.
Searching. Yeah. There we go. Found one. Oh. This one is promising. Look at how lazy this one was in her life. Now this is interesting. She is a fighter underneath it all, but she thinks this is all just a dream. This one will be perfect to reflect your essence, Weaver. Of course, not the laziness, but as part of your physical essence. I doubt this one would even care. Let's give her power to wield and see if that quells her slothfulness. Bring me the spider legs. Oh, yes. This will do nicely.
You are claimed. The sea has claimed you. Isla Rumpton. To the murky depths, it greets you with open arms across the expanse of tens of thousands of beings. It heard your knock, kicking and splashing at its door. But it didn't rush to answer, but simply waited for you to come in, willingly or no. 'Tis a trivial thing of little consequence of your arrival. You are claimed. The sea has claimed you. Yet another seeks your soul with power over the sea and the lands. Well, for now, you are released, but mark well this. The way is always open. Simply knock once more. I'll be your gloom stalker. Gloomstalker Ranger, I fill you with danger. Hunts with a quiver, got arrows to the liver. To my mark, my enemies, they never been a friend to me. Loaded up that thunder, got lightning so frightening. With ice I will fire, Priscilla's desire. The screams are like a choir, that ice burns like fire. With a brain freeze like holy, leave them open like rat cheese. Then they get that walloping, put them back on their knees. Time for that effigy, looking around but you can't see me. Initiative count, 1, 2, 3, shots in the dark. Now they sleep, I'm gon' move, I'm gon' creep, swirl away like autumn leaves. They don't know just who I be, I'm the gloom stalker, D&D, Hunter. Hunter.
this is breaking news. We're live. All right, so welcome everybody. Welcome back. We've had a pretty intense first half of the session. Let's see how we close it out. The group had talked to Margaret after basically telling her, like, you know, the I forget the military thing they do when like somebody dies, but basically doing that. And discovering that, hey, there's more to this than what it is. You guys showed out of the journal. I think I heard something about a church, and that's where we left off. With you guys talking. So you guys received your payment. I think you guys stood up 1,000 gold apiece, and you guys do have free room and board at the Naughty Gnome for as long as you're here. So,
Val, can you turn your mic up? Is that way?
yes, is that better?
Get close and personal with it again.
Is that better?
Yes,
Yes.
that's a whole lot better.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Sorry, can you repeat that?
Is that better?
One more time for the people in the back.
Is that better?
No,
Better,
you're good. You've been
better,
good. We're just fucking with you. That's just
remix. But yeah, all right. So yeah, so you guys are all received your payment. Where would you guys like to go after receiving this information? Would you guys like to go to Weaver, go to the church, rest, do other things? Also, well, Judah told you too that Duncan works for the garrison and clerical services. They kind of deal with a lot of the architectural things that are happening in the city. That's what I forgot to tell you for the break. You know, going there would probably be the best bet, and that's where you kind of talk to a lot of the more like civil engineering and things like that.
Should we split the party
That never goes wrong.
in the city?
That never goes wrong. No one has tried to kill you in the city before.
Well, the question
Never.
becomes the first thing is, do we want to try and figure out the code of this book, or do we want to go and talk and figure out if Duncan was working on anything? That's the biggest question we got to decide up front.
Roll for it.
Y'all presented me with a puzzle.
I can do
want to
that.
solve
So
this
while-
puzzle.
Hey Val, so while they're doing that, I'm gonna be looking. Is this the place where I ate that girl? Those girls? This is the same place?
No. You were at the Nicole's public house.
Okay. Well, they have ways to send messages or things back to different places, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I mean, you can just hire a runner. I mean, there's plenty of like, you know, pot turners that will easily just for a couple of coins, silver.
I'm
or
gonna
whatever
take like 50 gold and put it in a package and send it to that family anonymously. The family of the two girls. I would assume I would have
Do
got
I
their names.
see what he's doing?
Yeah, I mean, like you have to find like they're just two random chicks. I assume you didn't. So you have to like gather information, but it won't be hard to find. You have to just talk to people like, hey, do you know the like the two girls that died a couple days ago?
Right.
You find it, and so you spend a little bit of time doing that. And yeah, you would know. It's not that asking around. And yeah. So before he does that, do you say anything to him or anything you want to say before he does this?
Hunter, what are you doing?
Trying to help those families in their grief. The two girls that were murdered by the Shark Mask.
I mean, I understand what you're going for, but are you sure that's a good idea? Like,
Well,
I know you're trying.
They won't know it's from me. I'm not putting my name with it or anything.
Well, I mean, I
They
saw
could
what
think
you were doing.
They could think it's anyone trying to help them out. I just feel I need to do something for them. I don't know what else to do.
I mean, I don't. I'll respect what you're trying to do. I just think you might be giving off serial killer vibes of, hey, look, let me insert myself into this situation.
You don't.
Well,
you
you
don't,
do you.
You don't
Just-
think they could use the money, or I don't understand.
Well, I mean, you found them on the street, didn't you?
Well, they really found me. Yes, though.
Oh, I'm not saying they can't use the money. I'm just saying you might need to be a little careful. Like, really, really, really careful so it's not tied back to you.
Well, can
and
you
then
send,
subsequently to
can,
me.
can you send it then?
No. I was involved in this situation. I do not want my name attached to it any further than it already is. Look. Mate. I mean, you do you. I'm just saying be careful about it. Maybe like disguise yourself when you go drop off the package or something.
Do that.
Find a courier.
Disguise yourself when you give it to the courier.
You know he was there listening the whole time.
He's always
He's
listening.
He's just like, hey, just so you know,
He's just
that's
literally like pacing, trying to find things to do. Just
He's like, let me solve your problems, guys. I'm here.
Hunter, I can help out. You want
Oh,
some
I
help?
guess we're all openly eavesdropping. Okay,
I
my
guess
bad.
everyone's like, and
well,
he's
you're
like,
as long as
standing
you're within
right
30
here.
feet, you are always eavesdropping.
There's
Well, look.
never
Okay,
any
what
secrets
does
here.
what does everyone think?
Check this out. Give me a second. He mutters a couple of words under his breath and casts a spell. You see the magic envelop you, changes your clothing. You look completely different. You look like a merchant. Maybe somebody who is well dressed.
as you cast disguise self, you realize that you can only target yourself. With
Damn
this
it! What?
Okay,
and,
right.
and as I watch you change, I let you know above table that I have that.
As you're
then-
like, all right.
Then disguise self. What are you
No,
doing?
no, no. You guys are thinking about it all wrong. Right now in this city, we are regarded as heroes. We're basically celebrities.
I guess they wouldn't know.
It would be really good PR for us if we just said, like, hey, you know, on behalf of everybody in the city, it's unfortunate what happened. Please accept this token, or like, you know, this small offering that we gathered from the people of the Gilded Thread to help support your family.
I think you're right, Ren. I don't think they would be suspicious.
But if we do that, who's to stop everyone who has somebody dead in this city coming for us, asking for money?
Us, we can say no. You've said no once in your life, right?
I say
Technically,
no
we
all
asked
the time.
other
She
Let
was
me
on
make
a
some-
people
let me
ship
make
full
some
of
boxes
sailors,
and we
so
can
I'm
just have-
sure she did.
We're just
We can just
saying
make a
that we
bunch of
gathered
boxes.
them.
Well, she'd
We'll
have,
just make it.
she'd have to.
We'll make a bunch of boxes and signs and set them around and let people donate, and then we can unlock it every once in a while, take it out, and go give it to them. Not our money that way.
Like for the
Uh,
you should just give
So
them
we
money.
start a foundation basis.
I think
Yeah.
I think we're overthinking it.
Gives us
Just
something to
give
do.
them
Let's
the
go.
money.
Hunter's shooting from the hip with a fucking Uzi with a rocket launcher, dude. He's like, hey, do you want to get canceled today?
And the people on the ship were my family, so I never had to say
Were they cousins?
no. It was a
Sweet
non-issue.
home Alabama.
No, I know men. I know
You
men.
Shut up, man. You know.
Oh, yeah, you do.
The narrator
I know them intimately.
Oh yeah,
We know
you
you
do.
do.
Hey.
Exactly. I know how to say no.
I've seen that play before. He's like, all right, guys, like, step
So-
bro, what am I gonna do? I'm stuck in the refrigerator.
So would anyone like to chip
No.
in on this, or I'm going to go do this now?
No, you murdered them. I'm nothing to do with that. Sorry.
As you keep your voices down to stop saying people in your party openly murdered people.
I lean in. I didn't murder them. The mask did it.
You were wearing the mask.
Jim Carrey appears.
Yes, the cursed mask that I
Alrighty.
couldn't take off.
Oh, I think there's still some of one stuck on your face there.
You should
Anyway.
do it. I didn't see it. I don't even know if it happened.
So
think it'll
how
be
do you
fine.
disguise yourself and do this? Wait. So do you disguise yourself or do you just go out and say
Yeah, I'm
that's
gonna
the
go ahead
heroes
and-
of the realm?
No. I'm still gonna disguise myself. I'm just thinking
Alright.
back to what Isla had said.
Hey,
Well, you
Ren.
just-
So,
Hmm?
You never talked about your family. What were they like?
just average woodcutters.
Oh, I
to be
forgot. I got
honest.
rid of that. I don't have that.
Nothing special.
Woodcutters.
Dun, dun, dun.
That's it?
Yeah, we live in the forest. Yeah.
What'd
It's nice
you
and
do?
peaceful. I helped them. Actually, I was the person who went into town with my dad.
What was your mom and dad's name?
Googles.
Hold on. I mean,
It's been I've
You
slept
still
too
said
long. I
Ma and
can't
Pa?
remember. I've slept too. Yeah, I only called him Mom. Pa.
Felix,
That's what she
Felix,
gave up. She forgot
Felix
her
is
family
legitimate.
memory.
He's legitimately curious. He doesn't know his own family, so
Like, hey, like,
What
what's
was
your
her
mom's name? Yeah, I Googles.
Queen
so it is-
Latifah. What? Sorry.
Queen Latifah.
First thing I came up with.
It's the Mighty Mighty Boss.
All right, I'm gonna be honest here.
It's canon right now. Make it up.
Dorothy and
Worthy.
Like, click our heels 3 times and go to fuck.
Toto, go with Toto.
And you were there, and you were there, and you were there.
We're creating backstories right now.
Live, guys. One take. We're one take, guys. There's no take this thing. One
We
take. We
we have probed everyone's backstory except for hers, so Felix is coming at you.
hard.
What's your mom and dad's name?
Dorothy and Caleb.
Dorothy and Caleb.
I hate the
Were
name
they-
Caleb.
Were they nice?
Oh, they were nice.
That's,
I just ended up wrong.
well, you didn't have to tell me that.
Oh shit.
Happens.
Yeah, me too.
What'd you do?
I was born like this. Well, not like this. I actually look different than what I do now. Like,
What do you
I had
mean?
red
Like,
hair.
without the spider legs or what?
Yeah, I didn't have
Red
the spider
hair.
legs back then. I only got the spider legs when I came here. Like, I'm blonde now, but I used to have red hair back in the realm. This body has blonde hair.
How did you die?
Oh, there were bandits. Yeah, we got raided and I got captured and killed.
You
Nothing
said
bad.
something.
Sounded
didn't
way
you?
too happy about that.
Nothing bad happened to you. I hope nothing.
I died last.
So you saw your
So-
mom and dad die.
Not directly, but I inferred. And then they killed me a couple days afterwards after they were done with me. Fucking bastards.
What
If I
they
ever-
use you for? Did they send you on like secret missions?
I doubt she was chopping wood.
Punching bag thing mostly. They had a great time in our cabin as they drank and ate all of our food and liquor.
Who
And
were
then they
they?
would take out their. I don't know. I've never seen them before. I assumed that I met them in the city, but hell if I know.
Hmm.
Insight check.
I mean, she doesn't know she's lying.
I'm not lying. So
Red hair, huh?
Yep.
Did you have
it was a little
freckles?
wavy. So I kind of like the straight hair here, though. I'm kind of rocking this look. I'm hoping that I can bring this back with me if the Weaver brings me back to my own world.
Do you think she'd put us back in our own timelines?
God, I hope so. That's what I'm hoping for. I'm gonna get those bitches back.
Fuck that. I don't want any of that. I don't want my timeline. That sucks.
Or where do you want to go?
Anywhere but where I'm from.
What if you could go back and keep all your riches that you have now?
No, I don't. No,
What are
Honestly,
your parents like? You only talk about your grandma.
they die. I don't know. I didn't know my grandma all that well either. I was little. I just remember she'd take care of me, fed me, but she got tired all the time and she forgot who I was. And when I was 6, 7, she died, and I lived in the house for a little while, but when I was 9, I was on the street. You see Felix like step away for a second. He has to catch his throat. I don't want to talk about any of that. It's a new life. Things are different now. I don't ever want to go back. We are the chosen. I am the Leo. Look at us now. Look at this place. And he like kind of spins around with his arms open. Like, look at these buildings. Look at the riches. Look at the world that we live in. We can save the world. I never want to go back, and I only want to move forward.
Right, let's go. Where are we going?
Dun, 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 dun.
Well, according to the
Like,
coin,
here we go.
we're gonna go figure out what Duncan did. But if somebody's got a better idea, all I did was flip a coin.
Let's go. I'm ready.
Are we
Otherwise, we
good
go
on
to the church.
supplies? Do we?
And hold on, before you do that, you do go off and you do disguise yourself. I'm like, you just grab a cloak and just cover yourself, and you do drop off the money. Do you leave any note? And how
Nope.
much money do you give?
50 gold pieces.
Okay, so that does happen. I'll make sure I didn't get that. All right, so you can continue.
You killed 2 people.
I was like, that's all their lives were worth. You just got
Hey.
1,000 gold. You give them 50 gold.
Hey, before you slip up by your bootstraps, head ass.
You said a good time, not a long time.
He said, I pay for the terms and services. That's all I got. You didn't get the full product. You got the terms and services and the
Wasn't
trial.
much meat on them, anyways.
Fucking
I beg to differ. It took you quite a while to eat them.
One.
True. The other one, yeah. What are you talking about? You should have ate the
Took
other
you-
one. She
took-
was heftier.
I say it took you quite a while to chop the other one up.
Yeah, that's really so game for this. Got a tornado, uber mega laser nuke tactical.
You didn't give me a
tactical
chance to
shot.
eat the second one.
Oh shit!
Because I was
Now
trying
you sound like you wanted to eat the second
Yeah,
one.
why are you trying to eat these girls? Wow, pause. Why? Why are you trying to the narrator's
Devour?
asking? Why are you trying to consume these women?
What's the mask? I tell you.
The narrator nods. Okay, as
You're the one who gave him that.
You
curse
gave
mask,
it
so
to
don't
him.
even try.
I didn't have to eat no girl.
When are you going to learn that if you give us
I
something,
didn't-
we're going to break it?
I didn't tell him to do what he did. All right, so okay. So that
All
did
right,
happen.
well, let's go to that place. Where
Yes,
do
we
we
definitely
go?
go to that place. We definitely pass or eating chicks. You guys go to the garrison and clerical services, which you think is definitely where all the really nitty gritty civil engineering and building stuff happens. You enter this building here, and it looks like the
You wanna shift-
DMV.
Shift Pingus.
I will shift ping you.
We have a party token.
Yes, you do. Let me
Yeah.
And it looks like the DMV. That's
inside.
great.
It is packed.
Yay.
It's a sloth humanoid.
It's all different kinds of people. All of them have papers. You definitely think that people are trying to get permits, to either build buildings or houses or businesses or even other things as well too, and either expand or such as well too. So this place is packed. This building is like 4 stories. So you're the heroes. You can just kind of cut to the front of the line. They're like, oh, please come to the front here, and you will see an elder lady. And he says, well, what can I get you, darling?
Felix will look over to Live.
We
Want to
need a
show
little
her?
information. Yeah, we need a little information first and foremost.
Okay. What kind of
we were
information
told.
you-
Well, we were told that Duncan worked here, correct?
Yes.
Was he working on anything recently? Infrastructure, any buildings, plans?
Yes. You mean Margaret's son, Duncan?
Yep.
Little
Absolutely.
guy, about yay high, black hair,
Gnome?
gnome.
Oh, yes. Duncan was a civil architect in the city. He helped really kind of add structural integrity and weight to support a lot of these buildings. He was a lead on that. So he made it possible for the first level of the Gilded Thread to be able to hold all these buildings. It wasn't able to at first. It took several months, but he was definitely a major leader of that project. And with him, it was successful. So Duncan's very important. I heard that he was taken or kidnapped, possibly. Was that true? Or killed?
Eh, he is not in the threat at the moment. Let's just say that. But the question is that the only thing he worked on, or did he have more extensive knowledge of the Gilded Thread and its inner workings?
Well, you can go to his office, but that's what I know. I'm just the clerk here. I just know the basic.
Show the way. Show the way. Let's go. Show the way.
She says, "Okay." And she's quite old, so as you kind of motion for her, she gets up very slowly, and she does the walk, and she has like a cane. He's just like walking.
Ma'am, can I ask you a question?
She nods.
Have you seen any strange people here? Anybody that stood out who came in? Maybe he brought in guests.
As you think about that question, you look at this area around you. There are people from all different walks of life and races here.
Yeah. But anybody that Duncan brought in, any friends that you didn't recognize? Did he have anyone over?
I will give you this. I will give you. She's gonna make a check. She's quite old, and it's gonna be very unlikely. So it's just a flat check, so D20. I'm gonna say it's gonna be a 17 or higher. It's gonna be pretty hard to do, but it is a chance. All right, big money. As she scours her mind, she says, "Not really. I mean, he meets with all different kinds of people, but no one really stood out to me. Quite honestly, I just kind of lead them back to their offices and sign the papers and make sure they're their I's are crossed and their T's are dotted, and yeah, or something like that."
Anybody work closely with Duncan?
Yes. He had several underlings. Let me go here. She's gonna say, let me check my notes here, darling. Okay. Let me go ahead and check here. Okay.
Sorry to make you walk all the way back to your desk when you were already halfway to the office, but
you probably should get the exercise.
She's not even she's literally like 1/8. She's literally like just left like near her desk. She's moving very slowly. Okay, darling, let me go ahead and go back. And she go through her paperwork. She moves very fast hand movement, but her legs are done.
You got that arthritis in the knees.
Yeah, her knees fucked, dude. And she would say, well, he worked with a human named Kellen. Ogus, and he also worked with a female lizard folk.
Can we get those names in chat, please?
They are in chat. I forgot to put a human dude, and the lizard folk was named Scale.
Human dude.
Is Kellen Ogus one word? One person?
Is one person, yes.
Yes.
That's his full name. Bright Scale with a female lizard folk that he worked with as well too, as a underling.
And we're assuming his gender is male.
It would be, yes. He's a dude, you're a dude, we're all dudes, dude.
And then Bright Scale.
Mm-hmm.
Any of them working right now?
Yes, it's midday. I know that Kellen has been helped take up some of the slack of him being gone for several days now, as well as Bright Scale. So they should be in his office, actually.
Would you mind sending them over to us? We're going to be in his office.
Yeah, let me go ahead and get them for you. And she's walking there very slowly.
Ma'am, can I help you?
I'll
just go faster.
How can you help me, ma'am?
I'll just carry you.
I haven't been carried since my wedding day, but okay.
Okay, nice.
As you pick her up, do you do this?
My bladder is rather weak, dearie.
I'm doing the fireman carry. Like, all right, let's go.
Oh, so, whoa! You just run off like you're fast as shit. So you're like,
boom! The G forces, her skin's like flapping in the wind.
Ain't nobody got time for this, okay?
Like sing. Like all I can imagine is like it's with Men in Black when they're in the fucking tunnel and he hits the button on the car.
Don't hit the red button. He's like, you know how I told you not to hit the red button? Hit the red button.
Because he's just like walking along all the surfaces, like in a circle. You get there very quickly. Like she leads you there. She says, "Yeah, it's it's right down the hall left." And you're like, "Sing this one," and you drop her off, and she's confused, and she's like this. Oh, whoa.
Thank you, ma'am. Have a good day.
And
Look,
she
she's
walks
even
off?
blurry.
like this.
Took 5 years off her life.
gave her fucking spinal issues now. First was her knees, now she has arthritis in her spine. But yes, you definitely get there in the room here. You would see there is a human named Kellen. He's a rather young. He's like I'd say about mid to late 20s. Dusty blonde hair, green eyes, fairly attractive. Female lizardfolk, bright scales. She is also she has bright red scales, greenish tinge to them. They're both wearing fairly sophisticated clothes, not really noble, somewhere in between common and noble clothes. They're definitely not building anything. They're just definitely architects. And as you would enter the room, they would turn and look at you and say, "Wow, heroes of chosen." They would all bow to you. How may we assist you?
We're looking for
Miss Smith,
something.
Yes, are you looking to buy permits and I'm pretty sure you can just definitely skip the line. I'm not sure why you're here. How can we help you?
Tell us about your boss. What kind of work was he doing?
Well, he definitely managed the structural integrity.
I
Expanded.
imagine like everyone in the background's just like tossing folders and like
Yeah,
looking
like,
through drawers.
I'm literally like looking, like trying to see if there's anything out of place. And
Is are you guys actually moving stuff? Because then that's a different answer. That's a different response. So
no,
guys,
I'm just
Felix,
I'm
Felix
trying to
is
do
talking
that,
to
like
the people, but they're in the background. Like
Isla's
I'm, like, doing
walking
that-
around,
I'm just leaning against the
she's
door
not
frame.
moving anything, but she's
Okay.
like intently looking at things, trying to read
And-
file folders and
I'm right on her hip.
all right. So they definitely just see you like they're just like maybe
I have sat down in Duncan's seat.
All right.
is
you
it
definitely-
comfortable?
It is a very nice chair.
how do your legs fit?
That is actually a good.
Up and around.
I was like, because I
Yeah.
imagine them like hanging off the sides.
They're very big. So you just like tuck them in like this, just ching.
If I could tuck them into my armor before, I'll just tuck them in now.
Yeah. You definitely can. And you just kind of like retract them.
As you put holes into the back of his chair from the spikes on the armor.
Well, he's not sitting here anymore.
No one is. The back of the chair is gone. It's cracked. The back of it is. But yes, as you sit down, this is a very nice chair. It's definitely like some goose feather seats, really nice, comfortable. You definitely sit down, and they look at you for a second as you orbit the entire office, and they continue to speak back with Felix. Felix, you here?
He's usually listening when he walks away.
Oh, okay. As you're listening here, and they look at you and they say, he dealt with. You're good. You're good. Good. He dealt with the structural integrity of the Gilded Thread's first, second, and third level. He used some of his magic, not only architectural skill, but he also had some druidic skill as well, and helped the pre-Dro specifically to be able to support the amount of weight it would take to support the growing population of the Gilded Thread. He was integral in this. It took several months. He was a key component, and he was the chief engineer of this task. Not engineer, chief architect of this
Was
task.
there a particular part of the city that he was most recently working on? Like the western side, eastern side?
It was the first floor specifically. The first floor has gotten the most structural reinforcement as it has grown at least. Okay, so like the overall city grew by 400%. The first floor specifically grew like 2,000%. So
Kellen, in bright scale, is it?
they nod.
Well, Matt, can I ask you a question? Are you students? Are you a little bit technical in your skills? Would you understand the city?
Yes, we studied specifically under him as underlings. We definitely helped, even though I don't think either of us have any magical ability. We definitely helped from a structural design point of view and helped make sure that his ideas and his plans were structurally safe.
If that's good to know. If, let's say, somebody wanted to cause a lot of damage by attacking the city, maybe some kind of underground structure or a recent project, what could theoretically cause the most damage? Is there any construction that's going on, or maybe like they could collapse city? We have some information.
If you tell them trying to collapse the level of the city, they're gonna roll, and this is how they process information. So they're not vending on this stuff. Let's tend to this.
They roll through their memories.
So with a 25, they would tell you that. Well, actually, Kellen would tell you that if someone was able to possibly destroy several of the branches that are holding up some of these supports, then yes, some of the levels would collapse. Though it's quite hard to do with enough force, it is possible.
How would we access? Is that underground? Is there like a sewer or a tunnel system?
No. So as you've definitely been on the thing, the entire floors are like almost like, imagine like a platter that's being held by tree branches, right? So it's not underground, it's just branches holding up the level, like holding up a platter which the city is built on, right? So they're telling you that if somebody targeted key branches with explosives or magic, whatever like that, it is possible for the whole entire thing to collapse.
How do you think they would sneak into the Gilded Thread?
Well,
is there like underground passageways or anything like that?
Well, the Gilded Thread is actually very easy to access, as this is a interplanar, like people from all different walks of life can easily come here.
Hunter, can you lock the door?
You want me to lock it?
Please.
I'll close it behind me and lock it.
They look at you strangely.
He looks to both of them with a very serious look in their eye. He's like, what I'm about to tell you doesn't leave this room.
They look at you, okay?
Your life depends on this. And if I hear that you utter anything.
Hold on 1 sec before you decide to talk to them like that, Felix. And I'm gonna tell Hunter to unlock the door for a second. I'm gonna step into the hallway. I'm gonna take out the glass wand of Lang, and I'm gonna hang it against the wall, and then set it down just outside the door and step back in. So you'll just hear this in a 20-foot radius, just this note that's just sounding, so it silences.
Oh, sweet.
The area that we're talking into, and then I'll step back in. All right, lock that door again. Now go ahead.
Yeah, we're going to play some good cop, bad cop. He looks to them and sits down, draws a seat from maybe the wall and slides in, sits real close. If I hear anything leaving this room, much whisper this to your wife, your friend, your mother, your dad. There's going to be some serious trouble. Do you understand me? I'm going to try to intimidate the shit out of them.
They nod, like no roll needed. They look terrified.
Good. Yeah, everyone's all set up around them. Just
yeah, like you have the chosen, like
with
these
the door
guys.
locked.
Yeah,
yeah,
you
like,
just hear like click behind the silence, the magic, whatever. He slides up and gets real close, knees almost touching these guys as they're sitting down. We have heard of a plot to attack the city.
Also, their color is green as well too. If that matters.
We've heard of high priority, but they're not. We're black, so we got the
you get the highest priority.
We have heard of a potential plot to attack the city. We think that Duncan may have been compromised. We think that maybe people that he's worked with, or somebody who have access to them, or somebody who may have tortured information out of him would directly attack the city, its infrastructure, perhaps its resources like water and food, or its military and guards to attack the city, create attack them immediately, take out multiple important resources and other things. This is serious. You, your families, our own lives may be at stake. If you had to think about a way to take out the city in one fell swoop, where would we go right now to investigate?
Yeah, they would.
Hunter's getting loaded up.
You just start. It's been new days, yeah. So those are new rules, yeah. So you would see. They would just tell you, yes. Okay, hold on. Yeah. Okay. So as this happens here, they look at you and they say, yeah, we can lead you down to the to the access the branches, and they tell you that as chosen you have access to everywhere in the city. So yes, this is no problem. They're like stuttering and like freaking the fuck out, and they would say, we can lead you now if that's convenient for you, chosen.
What can you tell us about these branches? What do you mean these branches? So this is the place, if they were to attack, the whole city would fall apart?
Yes.
Who's there right now? There's no guards? Nobody looking over it?
Well, these branches are massive. It would take a large explosive or threat of massive magnitude on different parts of the tree to collapse a level. But if it does collapse, it would indeed destroy a level, or at least several levels. And Kellen would say that it is possible for them to maybe start at the third level and cause that one to collapse, which would cause damage to the second level, which would cause damage to the third level, or they could simply try to collapse the first level completely. These are possible. They're quite hard to do. You definitely need some really powerful magics or explosive to do so, but it is possible. But this is not simply something that someone can just easily just go up there and just attack it. And you would definitely see these branches are like several hundred feet thick.
Felix looks to the rest of the group, kind of pleads his eyes, like, what do you think we should do? He doesn't say it, just looks to everybody. Hunter, what do you think?
I'm not sure we can trust anyone right now.
He'll look back to Kellen and Brightscale. How do we know we can trust you?
We just simply are the underlings of Duncan. We've lost friends and families too to these thieves. This is not something that we wish on anyone. Or these slavers, or not slavers. We wish them to be caught so that we may not be taken. As they seem to be taken, people like us and like Duncan that are useful. So I do not seek to be a slave, sir.
What are you willing to put on the line?
I'm not sure what I have. My life, my word. I'm not sure what you're asking. I just have. They look like they're terrified. Terrified. Like these guys are like one step away from like pissing their pants. Like they're scared.
Felix uncharacteristically would draw a dagger from his side, shink, and grab Brightscale's hand and put it to the table, slamming it down and her finger like taut with the blade over it. And he looks over to Ren. Ren, do you think we can trust him?
I don't see why they would lie to us in a situation like this.
Live, what do you think? He's got it like set up right above the finger as if he's gonna like chop some fucking onions.
Oh, right. Why don't you put that away? She
like
smooths it aside
trying.
with her spider leg.
She's trying, and lizards are actually very hard to actually have too. Like, she's actually trying and pleading to please stop. I'm just the architect, please. She's like trying to fight away from you at this point. You're trying to cut her fingers off. She's terrified. And you can see as well too, no insight needed. There is actual terror in her eyes. She's actually terrified for her life.
We already know who exactly betrayed him.
All right. Well, I believe you. He just puts it like as if nothing happened, like horrific, terrible things aside. He's like, all right. Well, thanks for your time.
While all that was going on, was there any like blueprints sitting around of the Gilded Thread that I could kind of pick up? And
I mean, yeah, there's definitely like blueprints here and there. I mean,
like an overall big one of the infrastructure of.
You'd have to find that, but they would just tell you like, and then they would just give you like, okay, here. If you just even mention that, like, yeah, here you go, it's a blueprint of the city. And it's a pretty detailed one as well too. Hunter, you have actual like carpenter and architectural like experience.
Mhm.
So for this, you would be able to make some sense, even though you're more of a primitive time. The basic infrastructure is still the same as far as building things. So you can easily understand what's going on in this kind of drawings of like how things work. And after hearing what they said and kind of extrapolating what they're talking about, you easily understand the key spots where if they were damaged significantly or destroyed, it would cause massive death.
I can keep this blueprint, right?
They nod.
And I'll put it in the bag of holding just so we have it.
You've gained a blueprint of the Gilded Thread from bulk. And
do we go take a look at these spots, see if there's anything fishy, anything funny?
They also pee their pants, and they're also curled up in a corner. They're terrified.
I think so. And Felix, like, almost, I don't know, like he flipped a switch. He like the hand that he had, he just pats very lightly and kisses kisses the back of her hand. She's like, you know what? I think we've got everything I need. You guys have been very wonderful. I appreciate everything that you've done.
Hilla is visibly confused.
I do see a problem here.
I see what he lost in that dream.
I'm looking at these plans. These places could be attacked at any time. Perhaps we should let the authorities know and perhaps beef up security of the city, maybe?
We are the authorities. You don't think?
more than us. We couldn't possibly guard all the points at the same time.
Have we even seen security in the Gilded Thread besides Ark?
Yes, you have. They're using guards and stuff like that. But you definitely think when people do horrendous crimes that are, you think, or a certain threat level that go beyond a guard, especially because of just the threats that exist in the Gilded Thread, Ark comes for like the big stuff. Like, when you're getting attacked by a red card person that
do we have enough time? If we go and tell the authorities, what if they're already there? Those portals had to go somewhere, right? What if it was just right there and that was part of the plan all along?
I doubt they're prepared to do an attack. We just killed their primary leader.
That was almost 6 days ago.
Oh,
right?
We don't personally. We could send someone to speak on our behalf to relay this information as we go.
Isla, you're a pretty well-read person, and this is I'll rely because you're both studied, assumably war and definitely read books like that. One of you, whoever has the best, could roll me either a history check. This is just kind of the study of militaristic combat.
Inspiration?
I think that's gonna be you.
Yeah, I got a 15 in history.
No inspiration.
That's you.
You got this.
Guidance.
All right. With a
roll
30,
your guidance to see.
I am
35.
With a 35 in history, Isla, from what Hunter has told you and the amount of destructive power and force would needed to actually do that much damage and to gather that much force, it would take a substantial militaristic force to be able to do so. Even if it was just mages, it would take at least several dozen to be put in high priority spots to do that amount of structural damage at the same time. You think if they were already that prepared or that planned, that it would have already happened. From the letter, which you also read as well too, you think that this would take at least several weeks of planning, time, infrastructure, and gathering resources for them to realize their plan if it involved blowing up the city. This is not something that can be done easily or quickly, even with magic. As gathering that many either high-level magical spells, or mages in those key spots without any detection of alerting arc, which is literally can teleport across the city, would be tremendous. So this takes a lot of planning, and you do not think that they're at the point that they can do that yet. But they did say soon. You don't know how long soon is going to be, but at least several weeks. Because they had that large force already in Sutha, and they still did not blow up the city. They were just taking people.
I think we have time. They have to move too much, and they just haven't had the time to do it. We have time to relay what we need to relay. I mean, I'm not saying we should like dilly-dally around about it, but
Okay. Let's go.
All right. Again, not a word of this, correct? I'm looking back at
they're in a corner.
the
They have pissed themselves. They're literally in a corner in a ball. They're crying.
All right, you guys can stop that now.
Isla's gonna go give each of them 100 gold. Be like, I am so sorry.
Wow, you just made them suckers rich.
I don't know what got into him.
I wasn't gonna hurt you guys.
They don't even like, as you put the gold near them, they don't even take. They just curled up against each other, like literally. You've seen true terror before. Definitely from like the people that you've seen in like the slave camps like that. This is comparable to that. They're utterly terrified. Like you know, people are so scared, like they can't form like rational thought. They're just like terrified. Like this is what they look like. They are like freaking like hyperventilating, freaking out. Like it is not good.
All right, good talk. We'll be out of your life. Thank you for your time. Y'all, stop staring at them. Just go. Shoot.
They're just hyperventilating. Just
turn around to walk out, grab the rod, the wand, and
Isla puts the gold like in their like opens their hands and closes it and then leaves.
Felix just skips out. La 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 la. Nope.
Well, I think you broke it for me on some crazy.
No problems.
Okay. Can you hear anything? Am I crazy?
Can you hear us?
You can't hear us. No.
You're blurry as hell, but
You're
I'm not
blurry
sure
as all
why.
get out.
I don't know why that is. So that's weird. I'm not sure why.
hit it with the glass.
Afro Sheen?
No, it was randomly because I wasn't blurry before. Was I?
No.
I don't know. Maybe my connection's crashed somewhere now today.
It's been the whole time.
Yeah.
But
No,
Felix
but
will leave like just a very calm and happy expression on his face. Just da, 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 da.
I wonder if we should figure out. I wonder if we should figure out figure out where this book is to decode the rest of this. The rest of this journal. Figure out maybe if there's more information in that, because there is a couple names in here that we might want to try and take a look at. There's a couple names: the Grokavel, the Manslayer, and Shakovin, the Grand Bishop. Might be worth looking into that.
We've heard about the Grand Bishop before?
Yeah, that Grand Bishop. He's at that one church. Remember?
Yeah, the one that what was it, third floor, the place we walked into, they gave us the creeps, right?
I think that's the place. I think we're all walking out. And Felix should look to the group. Yeah, I didn't mean to scare them that much. What weenies. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry, guys. I was just trying to give them a good scare, but did I take it a little too far?
14 in intimidation, yeah, like
but yes, that was way too far.
Hey, we got what we needed. They should
Yeah.
toughen up. Life is a little bit harder than that. I didn't hurt anybody.
Do you guys proceed to well, what do you guys go to next? I'll ask you.
I guess that's the biggest question. Do we want to try and decode more of this book?
I think
Isla would
so.
vote
I think
for
that's the
decoding the
priority
book.
for saving the city or whatever.
So back to the chapel.
Saving the city or whatever. Hunter,
Go
I
back
did,
to the temple of
think
the
I
Weaver.
crossed the line, Hunter.
No sense. Like we can do both, right? We can just give a little tip to the local authorities, increase security around those.
Yeah,
those
is there any
critical
like
police
police station
Arc!
or something on the
As-
way?
Yells arc.
As you're in, as you yell that, and you definitely think about that period, you realize that you're in the garrison and clerical services. It'd be really easy to just notify the guards, the guard captains, which are here in this building, to increase the.
Nice. Let's just drop by, tell them, and then we'll go decode our stuff while they.
Anonymous tip.
It's on the
Anonymous tip.
Anonymous tip. You guys be like, hey guys, I know we're the champions, but randomly, just in case it's not us, just here you go. You guys are champions of the city. Don't you guys want to just say, hey, you need to beef up? Because if not, they're not going to believe you. If you feel like, just
Oh,
like,
yeah.
hey,
Black
hey,
cards.
yeah, like yeah.
We need it's the classic. We need all men, set a perimeter. We need your best men on the case. We've got multiple places, perhaps
And we'll
insurgents.
pinpoint to show exactly where we would think the highest priority targets would be.
It doesn't matter who you think is on the case. Nobody crosses the boundaries. We want to know everybody who comes in and out of the city. You know, the classic.
Yeah, the classic cop has. This
Classic
is my
cop.
case.
Any-
You're not
any
going to
way
come
for you-
here.
We're
Any
taking
way for
over.
you to quickly contact us if something goes down?
You could send a runner to the garrison. I mean, like how
I said
quick
quick.
I mean, how quick do you need like magic?
Yes.
Oh well.
What
we
else
have,
would we mean?
I would say if
runner?
anybody, if
He's
yeah,
confused.
you have men, send one of your men. We're going to be at the place, right? Where was the place we're going to go to? The temple.
We're gonna go to the Temple of the Weaver.
Yeah. We authorize you to use lethal force. Anybody who's not authorized, that's a direct, take lethal force, detain them. As soon as you hear anything, we're going to be in the Temple of the Force. Send a runner, your best men, send two just in case, and they take separate routes.
Isla, what does it mean we authorize that?
It might ask you the same thing. Who the hell gave us all the authority to authorize anything?
Hey, shh. Look at this crown. You see this crown?
I was gonna snatch the crown off of his head.
Hey, give me the back. He's like trying to. Hey, hold
he said,
on.
I'm Rick James.
I right now I literally just imagine her holding it above her head and doing the.
They throw it over. They throw it to Hunter. He's trying to grab it. Hold on, throws it back. It's like, no.
It's
in
my
the middle.
crown.
Monkey in the. What's that game? Monkey in the middle.
Monkey in the
Yeah.
middle.
Yeah. Like, give my
Give me-
crown back.
Hold on.
I'm gonna
I'm
tell
try-
mom you don't give my crown back. I promise.
The Weaver said I was going to be the leader. Hold on. Give it back.
Give my crown.
Where's your authority now?
My authority.
Respect my authority.
Oh well, if you're going to say that, she'll set it back on his head.
Alright.
Oh,
You got your authority back.
Just have
Felix.
the
Just a look.
patronizing.
Oh, here's your authority, Felix. Oh.
How
As
dare you? How dare you?
you get your authority back, you feel much more confident now with a crown on your head. That being said, now that you are back, you definitely do. They look at you, they seeing the threat of the seriousness of the threat here, they do accept, and they will 100%. You got it, and then they go off, and they reinforce the places which you said. And with that, are you going to the Temple of the Weaver to speak with Madoka?
Yes.
Yep.
All right. As you go to the Temple of the Weaver, crossing the city, you make it to the temple. It is now I would say about 3 in the afternoon, after traveling around doing all this stuff, you go to the temple, and you see Madoku, and there's actually a sermon being held here. Madoku is the head preacher here, and she's giving a sermon about the blessing and the prosperity of those that follow the Weaver, as she has blessed and give the people here a great bounty of wealth and opportunity to make a name for themselves, money, and feed their families. She's preaching to a large crowd of people that are nodding in agreement, believing whatever she is saying, at least mostly. What do you do?
Felix will stay outside of this place without question.
Come on, fearless leader.
I'm going to take the important job of checking the perimeter. You guys got this?
I'm sure they're not going to try to put you in the water this time.
I don't.
I won't
Felix, there's
let
not
them
even
put you
water
in the
inside.
water. Come on, you trust me.
I'm gonna take some water from my water skin and splash it on Felix from behind. See what happens.
Hey, you like the water is cold. He's like,
Flashbacks, ma'am. Oh no.
Well, that didn't go
Thomas
as well as I
All
thought
right.
it would.
Got my
Kinda.
tail wet.
I'll go in. He takes a second. He's like, okay, hyping himself up. Okay. I got this.
Wait,
Let's
so
go.
all it took to motivate him was water? To go near
No,
the what?
the Weaver told me I'm the leader, so I got to do this.
Yeah, she says a lot of things, so.
Yeah,
She also doesn't tell us everything.
I know. She said a bunch of. She didn't even say, to be honest. That I would
Guys,
do
you
it.
do realize we are inside the Temple of the Weaver.
Did she tell you that our souls would explode?
Yeah, she said that I was gonna have a sunny, like when we had this weird sunny like hug. Did she hug you guys?
Yes.
Not the Weaver, but a part of the Weaver?
Yeah, I didn't understand. She's like, I'm the Weaver, but not really, and you shouldn't trust the Weaver, but you should trust me. And I didn't understand.
And then, like, we absorbed parts of the Weaver or something.
Oh my
You-
god, and there was this awkward hug. Oh, gross.
Yeah, I think she grabbed my butt, but that was okay. I kind of liked it. Let's go. You see a Felix at like as they walk in, like at the doorway, he looks in and just kind of hypes himself up, like, okay.
He's not even that big, man. He's not even that big. You got it, dude.
couple of jumps, couple of shadow boxing, like okay, we got this. He steps in
As
for
he's
the
doing
first
that,
time.
Live just pushes him to the side and walks in and starts looking down one of the back pews for a hymnal or a book, any other books like you would
There are
see in
several books here.
Combat roll.
Come on the way. Shout out to Najee. As you definitely go
R.I.P.
inside. You guys go inside. You see Live, literally tactical fucking SEAL Team 6 determined. Goes in there. There's dozens of hymn books here. Do you collect one?
Yeah, I'll pick a couple of them up and just kind of motion to Isla. You said something about a hymnal when you were talking about it, right? Kind of pitched a couple to you.
Yeah,
What
like
about
as he's
those?
tossing, I'll like start opening them and comparing and see if I can.
All right. The first song is called "Oh Weaver." I'm not gonna sing this song. So this.
That was unbelievable.
Dream Weaver.
The Weaver said,
Day.
wash my sins away.
He said, thank you. Dude, what was the episode of South Park when they had like the Tristan Rock band? I wanna
God.
love you. All right, there you go, flame, dude. They're much more serious than that. It's all about the Weaver and triumphant victories and things she's done. But really vague, like saving the city, protecting those under their branches, and in a way better sounding versions and structured the song spurred with like that. As you attempt to decipher this using this hymn book, I like give me an investigation check. Unless you roll a 1, you should succeed.
Guidance.
Any way for me to help as I'm throwing books and stuff at her?
I would say no, but she doesn't need it.
Which
with
I think I get advantage on.
books related content.
Yeah.
I believe so too. So a 36. With a 36.
Barbarian.
She's got a master's in English literature.
Shit, with a 36, she's got to
A
have like 3
PhD, a doctorate.
PhDs. Jesus.
I have translated it into 3 languages.
With a 34, you realize that this is not the right book.
Well,
Nope, it's not
We
this
tried.
one.
And as you go through the several books, it's just the same book, just different printing. It's definitely not the Hymns of the Weaver.
So it's the same, like it's just copies of the same hymnal, but in different languages. Is that what you said?
Yeah, for like common, draconic, because a variety of people come to this place. So,
All right. I kind of, when she says this, I'm just gonna lean over.
oh, I forgot to say this book too. Sorry, it's not on like a traditional book. It's actually on like, this might get copyright, like a Kindle kind of thing. It's like on,
It's literally like a tablet,
yes,
and you
Abacus
Yes.
tablet.
yeah, it's like a screen and everything. Like you even realize like, hey, there's TVs and stuff here. You guys have been, like you guys don't like before you left. It was more like
Like a venue-
Renaissance-y, but now it's like information age. Like this place is a massive boon.
They got CNN going on with the
I mean, they had
Center.
live.
Sports Center.
They had
Stephen,
live
Stephen A.
stream of-
Smith is
This is blasphemy.
what we can conclusively say about the Browns. It's totally
oh my god!
The total plot, glass of plastic, like dude, like he's just. I think Stephen A. Smith
he makes up a couple words. Yeah, at least a couple.
Did the Gilded Thread invent YouTube? Is that what you're saying as well?
But what I was saying was that they were
Not yet.
watching you
Webtoon.
literally go throughout the like the whole Olympics, the whole thing. They were watching you do that. They had merch and everything ready for you guys. So they were watching. That's how you guys became like not world, but like region-wise heroes, because they seen what you guys were doing. So there's 100% like TVs and stuff here. So yeah, the hymns are on tablets. And as with a super high intelligence, you especially understanding thing, you just say, okay, this is what this does. After a couple of minutes, you have to figure out how to use tablets. So you know how to use symbol electronics.
Yay.
That'll come up actually quite often because time is moving. Information ages are actually changing. So as you guys realize, it's no longer the Renaissance information age. Shout out to Civ 6. But yeah, so you guys definitely not this book here. Do you talk to Madoku at all or anything like that while you're here? But it's definitely not any of these books in here. That you
Is she still preaching through all this?
She's preaching, yes. As you guys, because like it looked like you guys just grabbed a couple of tablets and just started looking in the bag. Like you're not really disrupting unless you are disrupting the sermon.
So we barged in and started rummaging through this stuff.
Flipping
Nice.
through things.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
not it.
Okay,
Yeah, I wouldn't-
Okay, hold on. Are you guys purposely being disruptive, or do you guys just
No.
come in there? Because
No,
it's a difference
it's-
between.
I would have come in through the back and just started looking for a book and picked it up and just kind of like,
Yeah.
Isla, check it. Is this, and thrown it to her, and then kept going down the line trying to see if there was separate books.
That's totally fine, but that's not disruptive. If you're like, hey guys, we got books over here, tablets, read all about it, and you guys are literally just like, fuck it, it's not it. That's different than like, hey guys, we're gonna go ahead and read about it, have a conversation. So yeah, so she's still having her sermon here. Do you guys do anything here, or do you guys?
I think once for me, once she kind of shook her head, like, no, this isn't it, he would have turned and went back out, like, okay, out of the way to not disrupt what's going on.
Okay.
Whether they followed or not, he'd have been standing out in front by the fountain.
Does anybody do anything else while they're here?
Felix is trying to Stay low. Just don't mind me.
Not getting
Just
baptized again, guys. Not doing it, big fella. I'm not getting cleansed. No, sir. Anybody else?
As soon as we're back outside, Isla will ask if she sees anybody. She'll just ask and be like, hey, are there any other temples around here? Is there like a library, a bookstore?
There is a library, and it would tell you, hey, if you go further down south, to Spelunking, they have definitely more of the magical tomes there. But there's also a library directly east of here, but it is more of a truly kind of learned place. There's a little magic here, but it's definitely where there's definitely a large school here, where children of all ages and of people of the collegiate level go to study. That's
Ooh, perfect.
A grand library there.
Isla wants to go to the library, not just for the book translation, but she's gonna get like some Dick and Jane books for Felix.
Hey, hooked on phonics. And yes, as you guys go over there, Felix, you're like, oh God, the books. No.
it burns us.
You go over there, and it is ran by a actually fairly young male. This guy here, surprisingly enough, is a turtle, and he says, "Hello, how can I help you? Are you trying to enroll? Or are you trying to get some books? Oh, you are chosen." And he would immediately bow, like quickly, as he actually seen your card appear before he seen your card after he greeted you.
So yes,
You
we
still bowing?
need. Okay, can you
Stand up,
can you,
stand
can
up,
you stop
stand up,
bowing?
stand up.
All right, he stands up.
We need a couple different things. First, I need your rudimentary reading books.
Mm-hmm.
You know, sight words, grammatic,
Oh yes,
grammar, all that stuff.
basic reading. Okay,
Yes.
that can be done.
Great. And then, do you have like a songbook section or?
We do have books on musical theory and study here. If you go back to aisle 6, subsection B, you'll definitely find the musical section and musical theory there. Also, sound engineering and music theory.
You said
Sound
sound
engineering?
engineering?
Yes.
That sounds
Yeah.
promising.
Yes. There have been a couple people from a couple different planes that have actually brought word of sound engineering. It's a new field of study, or magic, they say, where you can balance and clear out sound and such as well. It's quite interesting.
Well, let me ask you something. Has anybody been to the musical section recently that it should like provide a description of Trident?
Oh yes, he was actually known to be a great singer. Before his battles in the arena, he would sing of his deeds. He was quite wonderful.
What
singer
songs
in
did
order.
he sing?
He sang. Okay, this is gonna be fucked, but all right.
Never heard that one
All the
before.
single ladies. All the single ladies.
No, he says, "Cold Clang, champion of you. I'm gonna," and it sounds way better than what I'm saying. It sounds like
Really, he was singing the enemy general's name, and
And
nobody
nobody thought that was
clued in on
suspicious.
this.
You feel like outside of the Weaver, very few people would know who Cold Clang is. He's on a different plane of existence.
Said my
Didn't inform the
mind
people at all.
is telling me no, but my body,
Body.
my
It's telling me
body.
yes.
I don't want to hurt no one, but we must end this session. As the party here is gathered here, searching for notes here, they must decide what they must do and how they must proceed to try to save the city from a lingering threat. Instead of Kokling and his engaging in his advancing army that's trying to strike down and destroy the Gilded Thread. Even on their break, the threats do not seem to stop. while they're here, while you guys are here. Thank you. We appreciate you guys watching. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. This Sunday at 6 p.m. EST. They will be doing a one shot, so check that out as well too, guys.
Tune in.
Do we have a name for that?
It
Patent
is
pending.
Nope, it is called Seeds of Evil. I'll be running a one shot. We're gonna have a couple of people there, some people outside of the normal stream. It'll be fun, it'll be brutal, and some heads are rolling.
And I'll be playing, guys, so you'll see me actually sweat. So good stuff.
It's gonna be great. I'm excited.
The Seeds
Yeah.
of Evil.
And we will catch you in the next one. Remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe with your people. We love you. See you Sunday.
Peace.
Peace. Oh,